Stay tuned to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network for more updates at the top of every hour.
You're listening to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Tell your friends, tell your friends.
And that, my friends, is called
Carton and Friends.
Here every day from 9 to 1.
Oh, hello, friends.
I love doing this show already. There's going to be so many amazing moments that are just going through my head right now.
Friends, if I may have your attention.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell your friends, tell your friends. 9:02. Good morning, everybody. Nice job, Chrissy Bones. This is Carton and Friends. Craig Carton, Michelle Serpico, Corey P. from the Cheap Seats. And we got a great show for you today. Hope you had a great weekend. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Here in New York City, we woke up to a blizzard on April 2nd. The snow will not quit. The results of that blizzard are that the 2-2 New York Yankees have postponed their home opener against Tampa today. And it looks like tomorrow at 4 o'clock is when the Yankees will start their home part of the schedule. And frankly, it was not a good weekend for the Yankees. You are a diehard Yankee fan, Corey. As Aaron Boone made a decision on Saturday that backfired, Aaron Boone made a decision on Sunday that backfired. So let me back up the truck first. Start with the Yankees. How was your weekend, Michelle?
My weekend was great. How was yours?
Mine was not as good as yours. Michelle had someone send her a picture of his junk.
Yeah,
Just a fan of
story.
the show. She said she'd never gotten a junk picture before. So a very nice guy in the audience said, well, if you never got one, I'll send it to you. We'll take a look at that later, and we'll judge it and rate it and see how he pans up against myself and, of course, against the brown stick of dynamite over there.
No doubt.
How was your weekend, first and foremost?
Weekend was pretty quiet, pretty good. You know, did a little Netflix, no chill. Had a homeboy come through, throw up at my crib.
Oh, no.
And then I just got a lot of rest. So, you know, and then I walked out the door this morning thinking it was going to be opening day, and there was a blizzard. I had to run back inside. So that kind of where the weekend shaped up. That's the way the weekend shaped up.
Yeah.
Nobody's now me
It's a
on the other
beautiful
hand,
weekend, by the way.
It was. Exactly. Not
Just
this morning, though.
today you woke up to a blizzard. Took me 2.5 hours to come in. But we're here, we're warm, and we're ready for you. So now let me start off with the Yankees. Saturday, Dylan Betances, who was not good last year, frankly, who gave up a home run in Game 1 this year, and struggles to get through an inning, but he got through an inning. And then Aaron Boone decided, and I get what he's thinking here, let's make him feel comfortable, let's build the kid's confidence back, but goes back to him, and that backfired and cost him Saturday's game.
No doubt about it. Dylan Betances, young man from Washington Heights, hometown guy, struggled at times last year. Once again, we see him starting off struggling this year. But we talked about it last week. I was savvy enough to bring it up. This guy's a brand new manager. It's going to be bumps in the road like this, and we see it right out the gate.
Well, and yes, and you and I have argued on this. I've always thought that if you're a baseball guy, if you played baseball your whole life, if your father played baseball his whole life, if your grandfather played baseball his whole life, if your brother played baseball, if you played baseball and then you got a job at MLB Network, there's nothing that's going to happen in a baseball game that you, in theory, are not prepared for. The question then becomes, what type of manager are you? And frankly, there's two distinctly different types of managers. There's a guy like Joe Girardi was, who goes, as they call it, by the book. Meaning, in this situation, the book says you bring the righty in, and you bring the righty in. Mm-hmm. There's other managers that go by their gut. Meaning, you look another man in the eyes, and you know, is this guy right now in a position to get another guy out? Now, he did that yesterday, and that backfired. But everyone's going crazy about the decision yesterday. Everyone other than me. So let me just set the scenario for you, okay? The New York Yankees are winning the game 4-3. It's the bottom of the 8th inning in Toronto. There's a man on second base. There's a man on third base. First base is open, and there are how many outs? 2, okay? He now has to make a decision. Do you walk whom? A guy that is a Yankee killer against Robertson? Or do you not walk that gentleman and put him on first base, meaning Josh Donaldson, right? Mm-hmm. He decides based on the numbers, as a by-the-book manager in this instance, let me walk Donaldson, and here's why you walk him, for 2 reasons. Number one, a ground ball gets you out of the inning no matter where it's hit.
It's over.
Because there's a force at every base. You go to the 9th, Chapman comes in, and you take the series 3-1. That's the mentality of it, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't walk him and the guy and Donaldson gets a hit, you're going to get buried for not walking him. So the fact is, Aaron Boone decides to walk him, and then Smoke just crushes one.
Cranks one.
Grand slam, and the New York Yankees lose the game. And it sounded like this.
Ball to center. Gardner looking up. Get up, ball. Get out of here. Grand slam. Home run.
I mean, he crushed it, and that's courtesy of the Toronto Blue Jays radio network. But here's the deal. It ain't Aaron Boone's fault that he gave up the home run, and you either buy a book manager or you're not a buy the book manager. I thought Aaron Boone was different than Joe Girardi, and that's why they brought him in here, that he was going to manage on gut and on instinct. And to me, I know there's a small little piece of paper that he was handed that said what Robertson had done in 5 at-bats, throwing against Smoke versus throwing against Donaldson. He looked the man in the eyes and thought he was going to get Smoke out. And I don't care that Smoke hit a 2-run home run in the earlier at-bat to make the game 4-3. Everyone's killing Aaron Boone for over-managing or for not taking Betances out on Saturday and then pitching to Smoke. At the end of the day, he's not the guy that served up a gopher ball.
No doubt about it, but here's the thing about it. Like I said, when you are a young, inexperienced manager, even when you make the right call like this, when it backfires on you, it's on the back page of the papers the next day, and now you're thinking about it. Because the next time that situation comes up, Aaron Boone is like, I don't want to get killed in the papers tomorrow. How do I handle this? And that's where the inexperience comes in.
Well, the only thing he's got going for him today is that his name is not Gabe Kapler.
Oh, God.
That is the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, who actually called for a reliever yesterday, said, give me the lefty. The lefty was sitting down chewing seeds. He hadn't even started throwing the ball yet. We'll get into that, the rest of Major League Baseball, the Yankees postponement, the Final Four, and much more. We're just getting underway. It's Carton and Friends. It's Monday. It's April. It's snowing. What?
Yep.
What?
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of one. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 immediately. That's 800-955-3793. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-955-3793 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-955-3793. That's 800-955-3793. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 for your free author submission kit.
Fantasy freestyle.
In the NFL, this is going to be a theme of lowering the head to make contact. Yeah, it's good in the long run, but in the short term, what we are going to see in the 2018 NFL season is a huge spike in penalties. You're going to see this potentially flooding the games to a point where it interrupts the flow of the game, to the point where it makes games longer, exactly what we are not wanting to see. That is a real danger.
Listen live on the FNTSY Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
If you've heard of WeatherTech floor liners, you probably know that for your vehicle's floor, nothing protects better. But what about protection for the rest of your car or truck? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Besides our floor liners, we design, engineer, and manufacture a wide range of automotive accessories right here in America. And just like our floor liners, everything is done to the highest standards possible. We understand what kind of investment owning a vehicle can be, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't take shortcuts, and we never make concessions when it comes to quality. For everything from cargo liners to cleaning and detailing supplies to mud flaps and car covers, the one place you need to go is WeatherTech.com. So if you are familiar with our floor liners, just imagine how well the rest of our products will work for you. Learn more about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech.com, proudly made in America.
Welcome. It's Carton and Friends. Snowy Monday. The Yankee game has been postponed. So, and typical Yankees in a good way. They let you know nice and early. They don't make you start packing up your stuff, making plans to go out to Yankee Stadium. Postponed. No game today. Just another day for all the quote-unquote pundits and experts to just bury Aaron Boone. Let me tell you the number to join the show if you want to be one of those people. 844-843-6879. It's toll-free. Every number is toll-free, right? When do you have to pay for a call anymore?
Right,
that just shows my age, I suppose. 844-843-6879. Yankees, Mets take the series against St. Louis. Michelle's going to give us an update in a second. I teased the Gabe Kapler thing. I just want to get to that before Michelle's update. So Gabe Kapler's the manager of the Phillies. As you might say, another example of
an inexperienced manager.
So Gabe Kapler, in his first 20 innings of managerial experience, apparently has used 23 different pitchers and a position player.
Through 3 games.
He's had every pitcher on the roster pitch, and a regular fielder pitched a little bit yesterday as well. So he goes out to the mound to make a pitching change, okay?
Again.
He asked for the lefty. The problem is that the guy that he asked for wasn't warming up.
He was like, let me get up. I didn't know he wanted me already.
So the guy then gets up, and he's frantically now trying to warm up. They bring the guy into the game, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
Because since it was not an injury replacement, it was just hey, I'm making another pitching change. You're not supposed to let the guy that comes into the game start warming up more.
Yeah, right there on the mound.
Right.
Makes no sense. It's cheating.
Well, it's cheating if the umpire's unaware of it. In this case, however, the umpire was aware of it and allowed it to happen anyway. Now, the other manager,
from the Braves,
goes completely bonkers, and rightfully so.
No
it's
doubt.
an advantage to the Phillies, right? Mm-hmm. So the umpire said, look, we don't want the guy getting hurt. Why don't you just relax? It's the 3rd game of the season. If it was you, I would have done the same thing for you. He made a mistake. I'm not going to let this pitcher go out there and risk hurting himself because he's not properly warmed up, and all hell breaks loose. He gets kicked out of the game. The Philly fans are going berserk because Gabe Kapler has no idea what he's doing. And then the rationale afterwards was he had started to warm up, so Kapler thought he was warmed up. But somebody called out to the Phillies bullpen, Corey, and said, sit back down. We're not going to you. So Aaron Boone should sit back today, now that he's not going to have to manage the game today, and just be very grateful that he ain't managing the Phillies. His name's not Gabe Kapler. And one other note about the Yankees, because I know Yankee fans like you, Corey, are very disappointed that they didn't win the series. They split the series against Toronto.
Still early.
After the first game of the season, remember I told you that Meredith Makanakovich was asking stupid questions?
That's your homegirl, Meredith Makanakovich.
Right. With dumb questions like, we should expect this type of power surge every single game.
Yeah.
Because, Stan got out of the gate with the 2 home runs. Has anyone paid attention to the Yankee offense, specifically Judge, Sanchez, and Stanton since game 1? Have you paid attention to it?
Not really paid much attention to it, but I know they've slowed down.
Slowed down. Slowed down. Somebody tell me right now, this vaunted, and this is why when you ask stupid questions after game 1 and you start doing all those silly like mathematical projections of, at this pace, Stan's going to hit 300 home runs.
He'll hit 728 home runs this season on this pace, but that never works out.
Make the following note of this, Michelle. Do you have a pen?
I do.
Will you do some jotting for me, please? Are you a jotter?
Yes, I am a jotter.
Your boy, Aaron Judge, is batting 200.
Okay.
Okay? Giancarlo Stanton, did you jot that down?
Jotted it.
You would not be a good secretary. Although your handwriting is very pretty.
I disagree.
No, it's very.
It seems a little haphazard. Like if I ask you an hour from now, what did you jot down? There's a chance you can have
Judge batting 200.
Okay, Judge batting 200. Okay.
We're going to come back to
Very
that.
good.
John Carl Stanton.
Stanton is batting 286. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you got that?
Got it.
Who else do I want to give you? Oh, and Brett Gardner, who leads off for the Yankees, he was 0 for 5 yesterday. He's batting 118.
Brett Gardner gets off the slow starts.
Gary Sanchez is batting 071. So while everybody wants to talk about Aaron Boone and Robertson and your boy Betances and how the bullpen has let the Yankees down, what's Aaron Judge batting?
200.
What's Gary Sanchez batting?
71.
71, very good. What is Giancarlo Stanton batting?
286.
The vaunted Yankee offense, ain't none of them are batting over 300.
Craig, it's 3 games into the season.
That's my point.
There you go. All right, give him a chance.
That's my exact point.
Monakovich.
That's my point. Now, Monakovich was at it again yesterday. I think Chris has this. This is Meredith Monakovich interviewing Aaron Boone, and she's asking him about pitch selection, I believe on the Smoke Grand Slam. Let me hear what she said.
What did you like about the matchup with Robertson and Smoke as opposed to Robertson and Donaldson?
Stop right there, stop right there, stop right there, stop it right there, stop it, stop it, stop it. That's a very good question.
That is.
Now, I'm just sure that I'm fair and honorable. If you ask a good question, I'm going to say that's a good question, okay?
Props.
So I'm going to say that they're getting the message. The Yankees listen to this show. I'm very close with the Yankees. I've told her many times that she's embarrassing the Yankee brand and the Yes Network, and it's not that hard. So let's hear how he answers that question. That's a good question. Now play it out.
We prefer with Robbie. We like him better against Smoke, and I think he felt better with the Smoke.
Now, he didn't answer the question right about what specifically did you like, other than Robertson. They talked, and they made eye contact. That's a big thing today. And they talked, and he goes, I feel better getting Smoke out than getting Donaldson out. So that's a manager talking to a veteran player saying, tell me what you want to do here, kid, and we'll do it. All right, now what's the second one we have here? Let's hear this one.
You make that decision. What goes into it? Is it simply the previous at-bats, or is it more than that?
No, it's kind of going in. Who do we like against which guys? We communicate with our players, too. Right. Communicate with Robbie there.
So you can stop it there. So what did Aaron Boone do wrong? They know what his record is, his ERA against Smoke versus Donaldson. He talked to him. Which guy would you rather face? I'm not taking you out of the game. So you're either going to pitch it with the bases loaded against Smoke, or you're going to pitch second and third to Donaldson. Which guy do you feel more comfortable getting out? It's like if you and I were in the bar, Corey, and there was a brunette sitting on the left side of the bar and a blonde sitting on the right side of the bar.
You would ask me which one am I more comfortable.
Which girl are you more comfortable going to talk to? And you said the brunette. Okay. So we set you up with the brunette.
A veteran player like myself knows what kind of woman I think would, be more entertained with me.
For example, Michelle's hot friend Devin is coming in today. We're going to play.
Oh, she's coming in the studio today.
That's right.
Yeah,
we're
playing video games with you guys.
We are not video games. I know you misunderstood that.
PUBG.
No, we're not playing PUBG.
Oh.
I know Chris told me you misunderstood me.
I did, because I told her. She was excited. But
well, we could do that too.
Okay.
Devin is coming in to play the game called Do You Know More Sports Than Michelle's Hot Friends?
Okay.
And every week, Michelle's going to bring a new hot friend in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a listener is going to call into the show and have a chance to play a game where I ask the listener a question, I ask Devin a question. And if you can answer more questions right than Devin, you win a valuable prize from the Hello, My Name is Craig store.
All right.
We have a whole store that you guys know nothing about.
This is news to me.
Shirts and hats and
cologne.
The store is your trunk. Tell
and
the
things.
truth.
The store, I might be sung them out of the back of the Raptor. It's possible, but it's still a store. It's still a store. Michelle is here. She's got an update beyond just what we talked about. But we're going to take a break first before the update. So I don't want you to get started and stop you. I want to do one other quick thing because I want to show that we are a well-rounded show.
This is,
and it's not just baseball right now. One of the great moments in sports happened not once but twice over the course of the last 3 days. There is nothing at all interesting about women's basketball at the collegiate level. Nothing at all. Nobody wants to watch collegiate women play basketball. I'm sorry, just a reality. And yet, coming up in a moment, not one, but two of the greatest sports moments of the weekend took place in a college basketball setting. That's how we roll. That's our range. It's Carton and Friends.
How's it going in there?
5 more minutes.
Okay, let's play a game. 2 truths, 1 lie. We're not going to be late to the party. In the time you've taken to get ready, you could have been on your way to saving a life. And I'm wearing that tie you hate.
We're not going to be late. We're 10 minutes away. You wouldn't dare wear that tie. And I can't save a life. I'm not a firefighter.
Actually, I swabbed my cheeks last week.
It takes less than a minute to get your cheek swabs. Register at dkms.org, and you can be a superhero by helping someone out.
The sharpest fantasy sports minds are now available 24/7 straight from your mobile device. Download the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app and listen live or on demand to the finest tips, strategies, and advice from your favorite fantasy personalities. It's free and available for both iOS and Android devices. Your life isn't slowing down, so why should your fantasy sports? Head to fntsy.com/radio and download the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app today.
You might not see any palm trees or cacti out your window, but spring training is here, so it's time to draft. And here on the Fantasy Baseball Hour with Al Melchior, we have everything you need to assemble your best team. We'll be breaking down all the offseason player movement and zeroing in on the trends that'll keep you ahead of your league mates on draft day and beyond. So tune in to the Fantasy Baseball Hour with Al Melchior from Monday to Friday, right here on Fantasy Sports Radio, between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern, or between noon and 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll see you out there on the virtual diamond.
Be sure to check out BSO Live with me, Robert Littal, on all of your popular podcasting sites, as well as blacksportsonline.com. We're going to be talking about the things that nobody else is talking about. Well, everybody's talking about, but not like me. Sports, entertainment, culture, video games, comic books. We have it all. So be sure to check out BSO Live on all of the podcasting sites at blacksportsonline.com.
Why pay high rake when you can play daily fantasy baseball and pay half the rake on Fantasy Draft? Featuring half the rake GPP and head-to-head contests, exclusive VIP experiences, and the most flexible lineup structures in the game, Fantasy Draft is the only DFS site that puts players first. They're also the only site to offer 6 of 7 PGA scoring, dropping your lowest golfer's score. Register today with the code FNTSY for a free $4 entry into a guaranteed winner contest in the sport of your choice. Fantasy Draft, daily fantasy on a level playing field.
Be sure to check out BSO Live with me, Robert Littal, on all of your popular podcasting sites, as well as blacksportsonline.com. We're going to be talking about the things that nobody else is talking about. Well, everybody's talking about, but not like me. Sports, entertainment, culture, video games, comic books. We have it all. So be sure to check out BSO Live on all of the podcasting sites at blacksportsonline.com.
Doobie-doo, doobie-doo, doobie-da-da-da. Happy Monday to you. Happy Easter to you. Hopefully you celebrate with family and friends. Are you big ham-eating family, either of you guys? Do you have any Easter?
Yeah, my family likes ham, but I hate the ham.
You're not
I
a
don't
ham
eat the
girl?
No, not at all.
You don't like the
Grosses me
ham?
out.
You avoid the ham at all costs?
I avoid the ham at all costs.
She does not like the ham. How about you, Corey? Any ham? Or what's your story?
Yes, I like to eat. I like to indulge, and I will eat a couple slices of ham, a couple slivs, especially if you dress it up with the pineapple on top and all.
You
of it.
like the pineapple?
Yeah.
You
No,
like
I
to
did
go
not
grilled
have
pineapple?
Any. Yeah, I did not have any yesterday though, because I kind of was just chilling to myself. I didn't do the family
Why?
thing, unfortunately.
Why?
Because sometimes I can be a loner.
Yeah, but that sounds so
Sometimes I
sad
can
to me.
be an
Like, why
introvert.
wouldn't you want to be with your family on?
It's not really no reason to feel sad. Everybody was like handling their own thing. I just stayed uptown kicking it and doing me because I was up until the wee hours of Sunday morning. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't feel what you're saying.
No, because the homeboy came to the crib and he was drinking too much and he threw up in my spot. You
Oh,
feel
yeah,
what I'm
you said
saying?
that.
So it
Ugh.
kind of just it messed me up for the whole weekend.
I got you.
The rest of, for Sunday.
I got you. I got John
Sorry
and
about
Livingston on Carton and Friends
What's up,
before the
John?
update. John, what's cooking, baby?
Hey, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your fortitude. You know, you can't teach somebody fortitude. They either have it or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And you got it. And it's wonderful that you have it. And I congratulate you that you're moving forward.
I
So that's
appreciate
one.
that very much.
Two, I want to invite you. I host a sports talk show in New Jersey. 2 nights a week on the radio.
Yeah.
Love to have you come on. It'd be a lot of fun. You and I would have a lot of fun.
You think
Call
so?
in,
Like,
all day.
what would be fun about? Just walk me through. What would be fun about that for me? Maybe because I might come by.
Well, one, you'd get to take calls like I do and answer people's sports questions or whatever they want to talk about, and I'd leave that up to you.
Right.
2, obviously, and I'm not going to hide that. I would love to have you on because you would help bring listeners.
For sure.
And again, and
do you have a co-host or is it a one-man show?
It's a one-man show on Thursday nights on one station, Tuesday nights on another.
All right. And what's the name of the show? What do you go by?
It's called Talking Sports.
That's unique.
Fancy.
Yo, and I'll tell you, a long time ago, back in 1990, I did a show, and there was the theme song for the show was SPORTNS. He is talking sports. You should take that, and make it yours.
Well, you'll have to send me the audio.
I just did it for you.
I had to name the show. I had to do it quickly. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to.
So now let me hear you. Let me hear you. I want to hear you sing that show open. If you sing the open well the first time, and Michelle and Corey will judge it, all 3 of us will come on your show. How's that?
Easy. Okay. Can you just say it one more time just so I can hear it again?
I don't know if I should. Should I say it one more time, Corey, or not?
Yeah, go ahead. Give him one more, and then he has to fire it off.
Here we go. It's like it starts off with like a spelling bee. Ready? SPORTNS. He is talking sports.
Now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. SPORTS. Come to us on.
See, you messed up there, kid. You messed up, John. You just spelled sporties.
Yep. See, John.
It's SPORTNS. We are talking sports. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to put you on hold.
SPORTNS.
There you go.
We are talking sports.
Well,
That was a lot better.
You still goofed. Here's the deal. I'm going to put you on hold. Let Chrissy Bones get your information, and I'll be happy to come on your show one day and see what you're all about, okay?
All right, you got it. Thanks.
You got it, brother. Anytime.
Man of the people.
844-843-6879 is the number. Michelle Serpico is here, and she does have your update. I want you to start, though, with what, for me, and I don't watch women college basketball. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't interest me. Doesn't mean they're not great athletes. They are. Don't start. It's not sexist. It's not appealing to me. Mm-hmm. Women's beach volleyball is appealing to me.
Okay.
So set them up. Saturday first, or I guess was it Friday first?
Friday night.
Friday night. It's UConn at 36-0.
Yes.
Playing against Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. And what happened on Friday?
They ended UConn's perfect season. Then yesterday they defeated Mississippi State 61-58 for the women's NCAA national championship.
So now let's back up to Friday night.
Yes.
All right. Friday night. By the way, at one point, Notre Dame is up by 5 points in regulation. And to Connecticut's credit, they fight back. They knock down a 3. It goes back and forth. And then with the game tied, this is what happened on Friday night.
Silence on that one. So Friday night, right, they got this girl, Arike let me not mess her name up. Arike Ogunbowale. Yes. So she comes down on the right key, takes a couple dribbles.
Arike Ogunbowale.
Yes. So she comes down on the right key. She's setting it up, hits it, does a jab step, take a step back.
Right.
Nice shot, bangs it. She nails it. Notre Dame's crowd start going crazy. They about to drop another loss on Connecticut.
But what people aren't talking about in that game, this is like one of the great sports moments of the year, when the girl Mbakawakwe, how do you say it?
Arike Ogunbowale.
Y'all, let me handle this one before y'all get in trouble. Arike Ogunbowale.
Arike Ogunbowale.
Okay.
All right.
Notre Dame inbounds it, right, Craig?
Right.
Takes the basketball, the football pass, the touchdown pass
right?
to UConn. The girl gets it, throws it up, and it bounces off the rim. Yep. They almost won at the buzzer. But it's always good to see Gino lose.
It would have been a tie. It would have gone to double overtime there. But Corey's right. After I'm going to play from here. Here you go. Go ahead. Good! Stop this. Here's the difference between male announcers and female announcers sometimes. Mm-hmm. Play that again. This is the semifinal game, okay? You're going to hear the guy go, good! good. Listen to what happens next to it.
Ogunbowale. Good!
You hear the
1 second remaining. No
Stop it again. I want you have to listen to this, all right? Ogunbowale, the guy goes, good! You hear the shrieking sound of a woman. Am I the only one picking up on this?
I heard it.
This is the difference. This is why men typically do this. Not that women can't do it. They're very talented. But this is the difference. Listen again.
Ogunbowale.
Good!
Now, who is that? Your man Adam Amon? Who is that?
I don't know who's doing it, but I think Rebecca Lobo is courtside.
I think she was.
Right? It's Adam Amin, Rebecca Lobo, and I forget the lady in the middle. But they got video of them when these shots are going down. The lady in the middle is stoic.
Which I think that's Rebecca Lobo.
No, I think Rebecca Lobo is on the end.
No, I think she's the big girl in the middle.
I think the other girl, Kara Lawson's the other girl, the other young lady, I believe is
now. I didn't see them for that call, but for the championship game yesterday, you're right. She's don't forget, she's also a UConn girl, but she's dumbfounded. Like the man's going like crazy, like you should, and the analysts are like,
the dude actually stands up. He really gets into it.
They have sound after the game, and here's I guess Ogunbowale's family just keep me potted up here after the game, talking about how great it was to win the game.
2 nights in a row, 2 big shots from Ogunbowale. After the first game, after the national semifinal, she talked about Kobe in the building and trying to have a Mamba mentality.
Mentality.
The young lady's got a lot of swag with her.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to play it from my computer. I can't, but I had a whole line of Joseph from Cameroon moment.
Not your computer.
All right, so let's go now to the championship game. Again, I don't care about the Yankees losing, the Mets taking the series. This was the greatest sports moment of the weekend. The same girl, Ogunbowale, who wins the game, the semifinal game, now has a chance to take home the title for Notre Dame against Mississippi State. And here's the way it went down.
Ogunbowale for the win. Good! Enrique Ogunbowale wins the national championship for Notre Dame.
Solid. It was great.
Brilliant call.
Last second jumper.
We'll never talk women's sports here on this show, but you had a legitimate reason to do so I wanted to give that to you. And now Michelle's got all the baseball. And again, the Yankee game today has been postponed. We're looking at 4 o'clock tomorrow. What do you got?
The Blue Jays defeated the Yankees 7-4 yesterday. Justin Smoke hit a go-ahead grand slam in the bottom of the 8th.
There you have. That's the one we all talked about. Who do you pitch to, Smoke or David? I keep saying Davidson. Donaldson.
Josh Donaldson.
Who's not off to a good year, right? It doesn't look like he can hit the ball out of the infield.
I think he's hurt. I think he's beat up pretty bad, too.
Yeah. So meanwhile, they split the series 2-2. What else?
The Cardinals beat the Mets 5-1. By the way, that fan that tweeted to Syndergaard saying that he would cut his hair and dye it blonde, he did follow through.
He did. I told you he would.
It. He did, yeah.
Because once Syndergaard responded to it, saying, "All right, Big Mouth, you said that you were going to do it. Do it." You knew the guy would.
Yeah.
Matz did not pitch well for the Mets yesterday. He labored through, I think, only 4 innings or so. But if you're a New York Met fan, you have to look at the opening weekend or the opening 3 days of baseball positively because there's an old rhetoric in baseball. Corey knows it. You're going to learn it. And that is just win every series. You're not going to win every game, obviously. Take as many series as you can. They win an opening series against the Cardinals. So if I'm a New York Met fan.
You're satisfied with that?
I'm satisfied with that. You got the Phillies next. You have to win that series next.
Their managers suck, so they should be able to get past that series.
You're going to see all of the Phillies for sure. So that's what happened. Give me one other big story because they tell me we got a break.
So not a lot of people at the Nationals games yesterday. So you could hear a fan call Bryce Harper overrated, and right after that he homered, finishing the day with 2 homers as the Nationals beat the Reds 6-5 to close out their.
Do we have audio of that, guys? Let me hear. This is a fan calling Bryce Harper overrated. Let me hear this.
Bryce Harper.
That didn't sound overrated.
Overrated. Smack. Play it again. Overrated. How about that? I love it. And Bryce Harper heard him.
He heard him, and then he went and cranked that joint. Bryce Harper overrated.
That's like, that reminds me of the old video. If you ever watched the Michael Jordan, Air Jordan, the first video he ever did, there's a guy, he dunks over John Stockton. And a guy in the crowd goes, why don't you pick up someone your own size? So the very next time down the court, he dunked over like Sam Bowie or something. Or who's the ugly white guy in the Jazz back in the day?
Greg Ostertag, something like that?
Nah, whoever it was, he dunked on a 7-footer and he goes to the guy in the crowd. He big enough? Carton and friends.
Muscle Maker Grill was made for baseball season. Muscle Maker Grill supplies you with delicious, healthy meals that will give you energy to cheer on your team week after week. Whether you're craving flavorful salad, packed wraps, or guiltless entrees, Muscle Maker Grill has you covered. Hosting a game? No problem. Our catering packages will have your whole team satisfied with flavors ranging from Italian to Tex-Mex and much, much more. Visit musclemakergrill.com for your nearest location and have a winning season.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub? They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Thanks to the ThermoSpa's unique built-in thermofiltration system that filters the water an incredible 144 times a day, you simply fill it with a garden hose and your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance. Call to receive your free DVD videos and brochure and find out how you can own a ThermoSpa's hot tub for only a few dollars a day. Right now, they're offering 0% APR financing with approved credit and a $1,250 savings coupon, including free delivery, free chemicals, and a cash discount. And with models starting at $4,995, there will never be a better time to own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. So call now and ask about this limited time offer. Call ThermoSpa's today at 800-625-4922 for your free DVD videos and brochure. That's 800-625-4922. ThermoSpa's, hot tubs designed to improve your life. Call 800-625-4922 today to take advantage of 0% APR financing.
Game time decisions.
Major League Baseball is continuously breaking records for most home runs. In 2014, there were only 4,186 home runs hit. Last year, there were over 5,700 home runs hit. Balls are flying out, man. Wow. I'm telling you, the ball was juiced. They already had the steroid scandal. Baseball can't afford another big-time, oh my God, everybody's juiced scandal. So they juiced the ball. I agree, 100%.
Weekdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, only on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Skix sneakers are taking over tailgates and alumni homes across America. Skix canvas high top, low top, slip-on, and kids tennis style sneakers designed in officially licensed college colors and logos is a must-have for every college fan's wardrobe. Fun, fashionable, and comfortable. Whether you're at the big game or watching the game at home, Skix helps fans perform better. Go to Skix.com and use promo code FNTSY for 15% off your pair now. That's Skix.com. Skix sneakers, the soul of a true fan.
Are you new to daily fantasy? Are you a veteran? Either way, you can better your chances of winning money, and lots of it, by going to dailyroto.com. Multiple people have become millionaires thanks to the guys at Daily Roto. Why not take advice from the experts? You can become a millionaire too. Just go to dailyroto.com to rock daily fantasy sports.
We are back. We are live. Studio 34, Rockin' Riley's, the Renaissance Hotel, West 35th in the heart of Manhattan. The number for you to join the show, 844-843-6879. I keep interrupting Michelle's update there. It's okay. But it's what we do. That's not going to change. It's kind of part of the deal here.
I'm used to it by now.
There's one thing I want to get to there. I'm mad at myself for going that early to women's college basketball, but I try to start of the weekend. I try to recap you from what happened over the course of the weekend. We're waiting also on news, which for some reason people think may come down today, on the Supreme Court and their decision on legalized sports wagering, which will have an immediate impact on what we do here on the company that owns this show, or at least part of it, and of course how things play out with the FanDuels and DraftKings of the world. There was one little blurb that they thought that the Supreme Court might actually render a decision on that or announce their decision on that today, coming up like within the hour. I've not seen that yet, but I know that people are thinking it very well could happen. That's based on a couple articles that came out over the weekend. So if that does happen, of course, we'll be all over it, and we'll bring it to you as soon as it is announced. But Michelle, what else do you have?
So Jim Nance mispronounced the word meme.
Jim Nance is an out of touch buffoon these days.
He said,
I'm sorry.
He said Mimi.
That's 4 or 5 years ago. I could see somebody calling it that. But where the hell has Jim Nance been? It's a meme. What is wrong with Jim
He
Nance?
said Mimi, huh?
He said Mimi.
That was the whole Grant Hill, the Grant Hill expression
Yes.
when
Yes,
what's his
when he
name
was
on Michigan
describing it.
came at him, right?
When Mo Wagner.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see Bill Raftery's?
Yeah,
I love
he was
Bill
like-
Raftery. Bill Raftery's one of the best color people.
Bill's my main man too.
Yeah, he gets it done. But Bill Raftery gets his glasses broken. But Grant Hill, though, he looked like he was about to leave the arena in a way. He was like, oh my God, help!
He sounded like the girl doing the broadcast for the women's college game.
Exactly.
Here's Jim Nance. Let's hear it.
He's a Hall of Famer. He'll be inducted here in a few months. And on the same day, he creates a Hall of Fame Mimi.
Mimi. No, hello, friends. Grant Hill creating a Hall of Fame Mimi.
Mimi. It's all about Mimi.
Mimi. Mimi. Your boy Jim Nance has a fetish, too. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that.
I think I might know about this.
He has a burnt toast fetish.
Ugh.
By his own admission, that when he goes to restaurants, he orders his toast extra burnt and will frequently send it back if it's not burnt enough. Now, Jim and I go back a long ways. He's not a fan of mine because he was very close with Mike Francesca. And back in the day, I created an award called the Pulse of the People Award. And it was given out to the person in the media that had the best relationship with the average blue-collar fan. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. I won the award 5 out of 7 years. Now, full transparency, it was a BS award. I created it. There's a website and everything for it, and I gave myself the award every year, but we had famous people announcing it.
Yeah.
So like Dan Rather once did the award nominations and the award presentation. All right, like legitimate. You know, we had your boy Jim Rome did it once for us. We asked Nance to do it, he wouldn't do it. So one year I decided I'm going to let Mike Francesco win the award. So Nance calls him up and says, Mike, hello friends, don't accept the award, it's bogus. They're making fun of you. But it was too late because we were doing a photo shoot for a radio magazine, and I had Boomer present the award to Mike, like the Masters winner presents it, the green jacket to the next winner. And there's a picture of Boomer and Mike, big smile on his face, accepting graciously the Pulse of the People Award.
A bogus award.
So I called Nance out on it. I go, why would you do that? Like, we're having fun. You're having fun. No, I don't appreciate you. Your sense of humor, friends.
You're making me out to be a Mimi.
Oh, Mimi. No. And look at the latest Hall of Famer with a Hall of Fame Mimi. Who
doesn't know that by
Jim
now?
Nance don't know because he's 70 years old.
But Jim Nance is that out of touch though. He's not he's not in tune with the people, with the youth, anything.
Well, you know what he's going to do tonight?
I know. Tell him.
Tonight, Jim Nance. Now, let me ask you I want your honest reaction to this. I've told Corey the story before. You will now hear this for the first time.
Okay.
I want you right into that microphone to give me your honest reaction to this. All right?
All right.
At the end of the championship game tonight,
Yes.
Jim Nance, who's doing the play-by-play, he will seek out, off camera, this is not for camera, he will seek out the player in the game that he thinks most embodies being a good sport and sportsmanship and teamwork and all the things that sports is all about, okay? He'll go up to that man, who's probably 18 or 19-year-old boy. He will take his tie off. He will hand that young man his dress tie and say, this is my gift to you because you most embody sportsmanship. And he hands the young man the tie he wore to do the broadcast in. Do you find that creepy at all?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I think that's
A 70-year-old man undressing, taking the tie off in the locker room and handing it to an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
That would create quite the Mimi, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Chris?
that
It certainly would create quite the Mimi.
Maybe it will be after tonight.
This 70-year-old man giving
do any kids ever give him like a weird
They don't
reaction
probably
about
even
it?
know who Jim Nance is for the most part. They're kind of like, thanks, Pops. You know what I'm saying?
Who's
Go
this
out
old guy
there.
giving me a tie?
Throw this tie away. I'm about to go get up with co-eds. I just won the chip.
Hey, stop playing that audio. Stop playing the audio, please. Go ahead.
I just won the chip. I don't even know who tied this is. What is this old man doing? Come giving me this. Jim Nance is full of himself. Mimi.
You think?
He's about
right.
Mimi.
Dude, Grant Hill, Hall of Fame Mimi. And speaking of Mimi, I just want to make everyone aware again that Mimi will be presenting my game-worn tie. Hello, friends.
I would like to know what somebody who's received that tie, if they still have it, like Mateen Cleaves or somebody like that.
They
Somebody
throw
who's
it away
won
the second
the
they
MOP
leave.
of the Final Four. You know what I'm saying?
It's not an MOP. It's like they gave it to
his personal guy.
Who was the dude on Villanova? The Italian last name. The kid on Villanova played really well. The first championship. Yeah, R.G. Diaka Hassenpfeffer. That's the kid he gave it to. He wasn't the MOP, but he gave that kid because that kid,
best embodied what Jim Nance likes in college basketball.
Like, I'm Jim Nance. The world revolves around Mimi. I will say Nance always has the greatest 2.5-month run of any sports broadcaster. When CBS does have the Super Bowl, he goes from the Super Bowl to March Madness to the Masters.
He gets it done.
Like that is a 3-sport trifecta.
That's a triple crown of broadcasting right there. That's a play-by-play triple crown.
Mimi.
All about Mimi.
Ooh, Mimi. I can't see the call, so you have to tell me who's on.
Oh, we got
Austin's in Ohio on Carton and Friends. Austin, good morning. How are you?
Good, you?
Doing good, kid. What's on your mind, Spank?
Oh, just the Cleveland Cavaliers. They should be doing better.
Let me ask you a question. You have you been listening or watching the show for the last 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, about 5-7 minutes.
About 5 or 7 minutes. And are you watching us on TV, on through an app? Are you listening to us? How are you getting the show right now?
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio? Word. Right on. I dig it. So, have you heard me or Corey or Michelle mention the Cavaliers yet on the show?
No.
So here's my point. This is how, and it's my fault. It's my fault, Austin. I have to retrain you. You are used to listening to boring, desperate sports talk radio. Now, are you near Cleveland, Ohio, or somewhere else in Ohio?
Ashland.
Ashland, where?
An hour south of Cleveland.
An hour south. Okay, so I used to work in Cleveland. At AM 1100, it was called 3WE Radio a long, long time ago. And you have WKNR you probably listen to, or maybe you bring up that Ohio State crap as well. Here's the problem. You're used to listening to crap. And what I mean by that is crap radio would be that you call in and you've got a topic that's important to you. So you call into the show, and it doesn't matter what they're talking about. You have your own agenda. Cleveland Cavalier basketball. You're a Cavs fan. You're worried about the Cavs right now. You should go stick it up your ass because they've already won a championship in your lifetime. I'm a Knicks fan. I have no championships. But you have an agenda. And your agenda is, let me ask the guys about Cavalier basketball. As if the stuff that we're doing is so irrelevant to you that you want to now dictate what we do on this show,
Wasn't
correct?
good enough for Austin.
And by doing that, right, it's almost as if you think that we're in charge of a jukebox. And you get to go up to the jukebox, push A17, and you will get Cleveland Cavalier basketball talk. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
Right. Well, shame on you. Now, we love the fact that you're listening to iHeartRadio, and we don't want you to turn us off. But we need to explain to you that it's not about you. That we don't wait here with our hands under our butts going, gosh, I hope someone calls us today. and we just sit back and we wait to take a phone call and then talk about what you want and then go to Nebraska and talk about what some guy in Nebraska wants.
I think you're giving Austin a hard time, to be honest
No,
with
no.
you.
I mean,
think you're giving Austin a hard time.
I'm training.
He's new, though. You feel what I'm saying? You can't come at him like this on day one.
This is training day.
All right.
Right?
You know.
Yo.
I'm King Kong. What's
Why
that?
don't you both be quiet for a minute?
No, all right, now I have to hang up on you, and you have yourself a good day.
We told us to be quiet.
Here's the one thing you'll never do. I don't care what city you're in, all right? I run this show. Corey runs this show. Michelle runs this show. Some douche in Ashland, Ohio, who's worried about the Cavaliers because your panties got all moist because LeBron James is going to leave after this year. You will never dictate what goes on this show. You will never dictate what happens on the show, and you will never tell me, Corey, or Michelle what to do or to pipe down. Good day, sir. Loser.
I was trying to get Austin back on the right track.
That's your
you feel
fault.
what I'm saying? That is my fault.
You owe me 10 push-ups.
Good luck.
You went against the family there.
He did go again. Well, I wanted us to be nice to him. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
But now that I see how he was going to react in return to that, we gotta let him go, and hopefully he continues to enjoy the program.
He just pimp slapped you, and you took it. He came into your house and slapped you.
This is my trap house. Austin can't come into my trap house. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt until he came at us sideways. He came at us sideways, and now we had to smack him back into place.
No, I had to smack him back into place. You invited him in.
No, well, listen, we want more people to, we want to expand globalization of the brand. Parson, Carton and Friends.
Close enough.
Close enough.
You get confused there.
A little bit, you know what I mean? So we wanted to bring Ohio in, the Midwest. They're getting ready for this big playoff run. The Cleveland Cavaliers wanted to invite Austin in, but then he started talking a little bit too greasy.
He said, "Why don't you just pipe down?"
Can you imagine that?
And you. That's why I told you. You went outside the family. You can't do that.
I thought we were being a little mean to him, but you on to what he was on to.
I gotta explain it to everyone. You're used to listening to lousy radio shows who are so thankful that you took the time to call in. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not. Now, we love to take your calls, but about the things that we're talking, your relationship with what we're talking about. I have no interest in Cavalier basketball right now because I didn't bring up Cavalier basketball. It was the opening weekend of Major League Baseball. That's what we got. We got the tournament championship tonight. You understand?
We had a homegirl, Mamba mentality, hit 2 clutch shots.
Mamba mentality.
Knocking off Gino Oriana, Emma, and UConn women's team, which they only lose once every 10 years.
Right.
That's big stuff right there.
That's it.
We lead with that, not the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have won 3 games in a row, getting ready to push into the playoffs.
See, now you're learning. Yeah. You just got learned.
Yeah.
What else you got, Michelle?
So Spurs coach Greg Popovich said Kawhi Leonard is continuing his injury rehabilitation in New York with his own team of doctors. But Popovich is unsure when the star forward and his group will clear him to play.
Yeah, that's always a weird thing when a player, whether it's a star player or not, goes outside the team for medical, not just advice, but for the actual medical help. Now, I understand why you'd want to leave San Antonio and come to the medical capital of the world, New York, for medical attention, especially the Hospital for Special Surgeries, HSS. I never understand why the New York athletes leave New York and go elsewhere, like David Wright of the Mets. He will not see a New York doctor. His back doctor's in California. We got much more coming. It's Carton and Friends. Happy holidays. You learned something already today. That's why we're here.
Right for you. Thanks. I think someone has a crush on you.
Okay, who?
Let's make a game of it. One of these is a lie. He's 6'4". He collects stuffed exotic birds. He spends his free time trying to save lives.
Are you talking about Kevin?
Yeah! He's a registered bone marrow donor. Last week he got a call. He might be a match.
He's so cute. Oh, he is.
You could be a life-saving match for a patient with blood cancer. Learn more at dkms.org.
We're talking trash.
Sweet, sweet trash. How about the fans chanting overrated right before Bryce Harper deposited his second home run of the game to straightaway center field?
It's like the ultimate comeback. I love it. I love when athletes get just on by fans and they just back it up that way.
There was never reasonable expectations for this kid as a player. And the one stat that forever haunts him is that in all the years that Bryce Harper's played baseball, he's never had a 100 RBI season.
He had 99 RBIs one year. That drives me nuts.
Listen live on the FNTSY Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
If you've heard of WeatherTech floor liners, you probably know that for your vehicle's floor, nothing protects better. But what about protection for the rest of your car or truck? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Besides our floor liners, we design, engineer, and manufacture a wide range of automotive accessories right here in America. And just like our floor liners, everything is done to the highest standards possible. We understand what kind of investment owning a vehicle can be, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't take shortcuts, and we never make concessions when it comes to quality. For everything from cargo liners to cleaning and detailing supplies to mud flaps and car covers, the one place you need to go is WeatherTech.com. So if you are familiar with our floor liners, just imagine how well the rest of our products will work for you. Learn more about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech.com. Proudly made in America.
Fantasy.
We have Aaron Nola in a league. He's pitching awesome. Through 68 pitches, working on a shutout, cruising toward that quality start. Gone. Out of the game. 68 pitches in the middle of the 6th inning. Not 96 pitches. When Aaron Boone took out Luis Severino after 90 pitches. You bring in another righty. We're very confused why he did that. There was 91 pitches opening day. Fine. 68 pitches for Aaron Nola. The Yankees have what's called a super bullpen. The Phillies don't.
Weekdays on FNTSY Radio and live on the Fantasy Sports Network YouTube stream.
Are you new to daily fantasy? Are you a veteran? Either way, you can better your chances of winning money, and lots of it, by going to dailyroto.com. Multiple people have become millionaires thanks to the guys at Daily Roto. Why not take advice from the experts? You can become a millionaire too. Just go to dailyroto.com to rock daily fantasy sports.
Keeps me up sometimes, just, thinking about what I missed out on.
Here's what you missed on Carton and Friends.
To be fair and to be honest, I don't know exactly what the show is. It's going to develop itself because we have two great personalities sitting in the room with me, and my job is to allow you guys to shine and let those personalities come out. You know who I am, you know what I do. As a show, though, we are new. So I appreciate everyone's patience as we get to know each other and we start doing this on a regular basis. I will promise you a few things. Number one, this show is never going to become a straight, boring two dudes yelling at each other about sports. It's garbage radio. It's garbage TV. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. If you're not entertained or pushed to feel an emotion by what people are doing on a broadcast, then those people aren't good at what they do. There are going to be days when you hate us. There's going to be days when you love us. But I guarantee you, in between those 2 days, you're going to be entertained, and it's going to be a fun listen and a fun watch for you. So anything you knew about Corey beforehand, or Michelle, or me, know that collectively, we get it. The job for us is to come in every day with a smile on our faces and make you happy and talk about things that are relevant to you. We have a great team that's a floor beneath us right now. Yep. We got a couple of Mikes. We got a Chris.
We got a Greg. We got a Nando.
We got a team. And those guys are busting their ass to make sure that we look good, we sound good, and that you have access to all this content. We are going to get a lot of things wrong. I promise you that. We're going to make mistakes along the way. We're going to make content mistakes. We're going to have technical mistakes. We're going to screw things up. But the one thing we're never going to do is lie to you. We're always going to be here as an extension of you, the sports fan, the entertainment fan, whether that be in Calgary, here in New York, down in Florida, wherever you get to watch the show from. I'm getting text messages from Hollywood right now, from Nebraska. We're just going to do our thing and hope that you not only enjoy it, but that you tell your friends about it. The idea is for this also to be successful, to warrant the company that made an investment in the studio and in us as talent, that they see that investment back. So I can only say thank you. Those of you that have covered this today, those of you that have watched this today, I know there's going to be a lot of criticism coming my way. I can handle it. If you have something bad to say it about me. Let Corey and let Michelle get used to doing this, and then you can always make fun of them at some other point. Right now, it's about us coming together as a team and having fun.
Does your fantasy team suck? Maybe you need us, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network, the only free 24/7 fantasy sports radio network.
Fantasy Sports Radio Network. News update.
In Major League Baseball, Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs to lead the Nationals past the Reds 6-5 on Sunday. Shohei Ohtani, rookie for the Los Angeles Angels, got the win in his first Major League Baseball start. He allowed 3 runs over 6 innings while striking out 6 in the outing. Garrett Cole struck out 11 while holding the Rangers to 1 run over 7 innings in an 8-2 win on Sunday for the Astros. In the NBA, Jabari Parker put up a season-high 35 points on Sunday against the Nuggets. He made 14 of 23 shots with 5 3-pointers, 10 rebounds, rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists in 39 minutes in the 128-125 overtime loss. Andre Iguodala missed Sunday's game for the Golden State Warriors. Head coach Steve Kerr said he was unsure if Iguodala would be able to play on Tuesday. And Golden State Warriors guard Patrick McCaw has been released from the hospital following a terrifying fall to the floor during Saturday's game at Sacramento. The team said Sunday that preliminary tests showed that McCaw has no structural damage or problems with his nervous system after the freak injury. And in the NFL, the Chargers signed quarterback Geno Smith to a 1-year contract. Smith also visited Seattle before striking the deal with LA. Geno Smith was the backup quarterback for the New York Giants last season. ESPN reported on Sunday that sources closest to Rob Gronkowski do believe the star tight end will return next year to the Patriots. Over the weekend, the Oakland Raiders cut all-pro punter Marquette King. While it does save them some cap room, rumors emerged on Sunday that he was cut because John Gruden felt his personality didn't fit. And in college sports, the Notre Dame women's basketball team is your 2018 NCAA women's champion. They won on a buzzer beater, a 3-pointer as the horn sounded. Tonight in the men's final, Villanova takes on Michigan. I'm Dan Strafford, and this has been your Fantasy Sports Radio Network News Update.
Stay tuned to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network for more updates at the top of every hour.
You're listening to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Tell your friends, tell your friends.
And that, my friends, is called
Carton and Friends.
Here every day from 9 to 1.
Oh, hello, friends.
I love doing this show already. There's going to be so many amazing moments that are just going through my head right now.
Friends, if I may have your attention.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Click, click, boom. Speaking of friends, Michelle's hot friend Devin is coming in later today as we play for the first time in this show. Do you know more sports than one of Michelle's hot friends? And that'll be a weekly segment here on Carton and Friends. Hopefully you have a lot of hot friends, I hope.
I do.
I have not seen a picture of Devin yet, but...
That's what I'm doing right now, son. What's Devin's Instagram?
I do not know...
It's Devin Mazzara.
I do not know any ugly Devins.
Devin.
Thank you.
I have 2 friends, Devin, actually, and they're both very pretty, so
I
you're
tell
right.
you, I have not seen an ugly Devin. So anyway, Devin will be coming in here later this, maybe this afternoon, but before 1 o'clock to play the game. Do you know more sports than one of Michelle's hot friends? And the other reason we bring them in here is we're really trying them out for the potential Carton and Friends calendar.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
We're going to do a calendar this spring or summer. It'll be a 2019 calendar, but we're going to shoot it this summer.
Yes.
We decided we're going to shoot it all throughout New York City and down the shore.
Okay.
So we'll be at LBI, Love Ladies, Beach Haven.
Beach Haven, where I'm from.
We're gonna spread it around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be in charge of the photo shoot.
Okay.
And you're going to be in charge of talent.
Gathering up the girls.
You're the talent
gathering up the ladies.
Coordinator.
Okay.
Anyway, here's
What am I
Nick
gonna
and
be
in charge of
drinks.
Oh, okay, I'm down with that.
So, that's all. Nick is in Wyckoff, New Jersey. Carton and Friends. Let's go to Bobby instead. Bobby, you're on with Carton and Friends. What's cooking today, buddy?
Hey, how are you, Carton?
What's up, man?
Just wanted to wish you well. You sound fantastic so far. But I have a quick opinion. I'm a frustrated Jet fan my whole life.
Sure.
1986 quarterback in Iona, back in your neighborhood. But let me tell you why.
You were the 1986 quarterback at Iona?
Yes, I was with your coach, your buddy Harold Crocker.
How does it feel to be the second best Iona college quarterback that I know?
Well, you know Tom Prudian?
Yeah, Tommy Prudian. Tommy Prudian, the greatest Iona college quarterback of all time.
How about it winning Rookie of the Year on a team that went 0-11 in the Liberty Conference back in 1986? I swear to God. How can you do that?
If you were any better, you would have at least gone 1-10.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing.
I let it go. It was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Man.
All right, so what do you got? You're a long-suffering Jet fan like me, and...
Let me tell you why. They should have never traded up to 3 because I don't trust them with the number 1 pick. I would have been better off letting anything settle to number 6 and take whoever was there because the top 6 aren't so bad.
Yeah, but here's the difference. They love one of the quarterbacks. So and they knew.
I know, but I hope it's not Baker.
Well, the word on the street is that it is Baker Mayfield. Here's the problem with Baker Mayfield. And Bobby, I appreciate your call, and hopefully I'll see you out in your show again this summer. The problem with Baker Mayfield is that he's sensitive. And how do I prove his sensitivity? Well, I said on the show the other day that, and in the newspaper, that I'm well aware of everything and anything that has been said about me since my situation came to a head back in September of last year. And I take stock in that. I know who has, quote unquote, wronged me or said bad things about me. I know who has been supportive. But I'm not a 19-year-old kid coming into the NFL draft. Baker Mayfield has said that he screen grabs everything that's said about him, good and bad, and he keeps a notebook of it. So he is prepared now to, at some point, call out the haters and the people that in his mind have wronged him or not giving him a chance, think he's overrated, he's not going to be an NFL star, all this stuff. And he keeps a file on it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a 35-year-old seasoned veteran who's towards the end of his career, who wants to go out with one big flourish and get back at all the haters, I get it. If you're a 19, 20-year-old kid who is already sensitive to the criticism and who has rabbit ears about being criticized, I hate to tell you this. New York ain't the place for you.
Yeah.
You need to be the starting quarterback in Jacksonville where no one's paying attention and you can kind of get through the ups and downs of being a rookie quarterback.
I don't have a beef with it. I don't have a beef with
that personality. When you're that sensitive publicly, New York will eat you up and spit you out.
I don't have a beef with it because he wants to show the people that doubted him, that criticized him, that gave him, construction on his game, that he can get it done, that he is a fighter, he's willing to go out there and work for it. I don't have a beef with this. Now, New York might be tough for him because they're going to be coming at him.
I think New York's the worst spot to be in. Listen,
I think he's got the moxie to handle it.
You want the motivation of, put it up on the wall. Baker can't play. Put it up on the wall. He's overrated. He's not big enough. He's not fast enough. His arm's not strong enough. I get that. When you come out and publicly announce that you're screen grabbing dudes' Twitter and Instagram accounts who say bad things about you, listen, I guarantee you that in his college career, people took shots at him. That's the nature of being an athlete.
Exactly. Kevin Durant does the same thing. He actually made a ghost account to go after these people. You think Mayfield's going to make a ghost account to go after his haters?
No, he should do what Kevin Durant did. Go find my buddy Michael Rappaport and make a show out of it.
That's not
and
a
that's
bad
what
idea.
he did. By the way, I told you I do the same thing.
Yeah.
There are certain dudes on social media that just want to that go beyond playful fun, criticism or attacks, and they make it beyond personal. I find those people.
And you go after them personally.
I go like I told you. There's a guy on Twitter right now. I asked him how his wife and kids were doing by name.
Yeah.
Within 30 seconds, I got blocked.
He didn't like
and he don't write nothing about me now. Because you can't handle it. We come from a background where criticism is part of the gig.
Yep.
Well, you're about to start experiencing that.
Yes.
Right?
I have already.
Regular average people think they can just throw it out there. Never know what it's like to have it come back.
Yeah.
Now you're going to start getting it back. What'd the Mets do right this weekend? Next.
Do you love watching your fantasy players score a winning touchdown? Now imagine you actually got to call that touchdown play. The Fan Control Football League is putting play calling in the hands of fans with real professional football players running the action. Visit fcfl.io to learn more.
Join the family at Modell Sporting Goods. Visit your nearest Modell's and sign up for our MVP Rewards program to receive insider deals all year round. Earn points on every purchase when you use your MVP card to earn Modell's cash back. It's our way of thanking you for being a loyal customer. Upon signing up, receive 10% off your purchase and 15% off your next purchase. It's that simple. Plus, new MVPs this month are eligible to win a $500 Modell's gift card. When you gotta play more and pay less, you gotta go to Moe's.
Fantasy Baseball Hour with Al Melchior.
If you go back and you look at the whole big picture of what Greg Holland did last year, strikeout rate was down, so that might be another piece of the puzzle you look at and say, yeah, Holland just isn't quite who he was prior to Tommy John. But the components of what would make a strikeout, which is getting a lot of swings and misses and getting either a lot of swings or freezing a lot of batters, those numbers didn't change significantly. Holland's whiff rate last year was just right in line with his peak years.
Listen live on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
The sun can make your outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable you can't use it. But now there's the Sunsetter Retractable Awning. A Sunsetter Retractable Awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds, and it keeps your patio about 20 degrees cooler. It provides instant shade and protection from the sun's harmful rays. You can get your Sunsetter for as little as $5.99 when you call now to get your special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit. You're going to love your Sunsetter Retractable Awning. Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last for years. So call 800-869-5446 now to get a free awning idea kit with DVD, plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-869-5446 now. That's 800-869-5446 for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation, so call 800-869-5446 now.
It never gets old.
All right, everyone. 2 truths, 1 lie.
I was going to be on The Real World. I play the oboe. And I saved a kid's life.
You definitely never saved a kid's life.
I'm serious. Last summer, I donated bone marrow to a kid who had leukemia.
Saving a life. The truth is, it's easier than you think. Learn how at dkms.org.
Who knew we were living with a hero?
A hero who plays the oboe.
Anyway, it's Carton and Friends. Lots of ways to get the show. The iHeart app, tune in. We're all over the place. There's TV, there's radio, there's internet, there's bloggers, there's my own website. Hello, my name is Craig.com. There's Twitch.tv. We're everywhere. And by the way, if you found us through your love of fantasy sports, well, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network wants to send you to the World Series. Go to dailyroto.com/FNTSY and play free daily fantasy baseball every day with the opportunity to win 2018 World Series game tickets hosted by our partners at Fantasy Draft and sponsored by DKMS. Their mission is to rid society of blood cancer. This is your ticket to the big game and a chance to give someone else a new lease on life. Go to dailyroto.com/FNTSY. Find out more about the DKMS mission and how to win tickets to a 2018 World Series game. Playing free daily fantasy baseball. dailyroto.com/FNTSY. Every time I read that, I want to sing the Styx classic, Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo Domo. You never heard that, I assume.
I'm Googling it. Have I
Domo
heard that?
arigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo Domo.
But what's the draw?
Domo Roto.
What? Oh, the Roto,
Roto.
and Robo is the same.
Mr. Roboto, it's called?
Mr. Roboto by Styx.
By Styx.
S-T-Y-X. You never heard of Styx either, right?
I've heard of them.
Have you?
I can't name a song by them, but I've heard
Domo
of them.
arigato, Mr. Roboto, Domo Domo.
Mr. Daily Roto.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto.
They should cut
Roto.
a
Yeah, I
commercial
never
like
heard
that.
this song.
No?
Don't worry about it. Craig is the only one.
You never heard of it either, Corey?
Don't worry
Okay,
about
okay,
it.
By the way, Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto is I would say, a top 250 rock song of all time.
Of all time.
Ask Chrissy Bones. He's the rock guy.
Chrissy Bones, is this
What's
true?
the question?
Domo Roboto is a top 250 rock song of all time.
No chance.
No chance.
Yeah.
Chrissy Bones says no chance.
You would not put Mr. Roboto top 250?
Not at all. It's not even the top 5 Styx songs. Too much time on my hands.
I've got too much time on my hands.
Renegade.
You never heard that one either.
No.
They've never heard of Styx.
I mean, I've heard of them. I just don't know any songs.
How
by
is
them.
it possible you've never heard of Styx?
I don't. They're not. They don't really do it for me.
At some point,
I've heard of them, but I just don't know songs. I can't name a song by them.
But you're aware that there was a group called Styx, yes?
Yes, I'm aware there's a group called Styx.
You are?
And that it's spelled. I knew the way it was spelled too.
You did?
STYX. Yeah, not like
All right.
STICKS.
Okay, so you got that?
Yes.
See that? See how things are turning around for you? I keep telling you all the
They
time.
are.
Everything's going to turn around. Again, every now and then I feel like you've missed out on so much of of America. Styx's biggest hit, of course, was "Come Sail Away."
Oh, I know. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me.
I'm not sure if it went exactly like that,
Yeah.
but that's. I think you have.
I got like the gist of it, right?
You have the words right. I'll give you that much.
I'm very tone deaf.
Yeah, which is shocking to me.
This is a wait, man. This come Sail Away song was released in 1977. What in the hell makes you think that people remember this random song from 1977?
You heard the Beatles?
Yes,
have
I
you
have.
heard Elvis Presley?
Yes, I have. But
have you heard Sam Cooke?
We're talking some of the greatest of all time.
Six
Six
is right there.
Six is more one-hit wondery.
No,
Exactly.
Six has five top 10 songs. Here's Dan in Andover, New Jersey on Carton and Friends.
What's up, Dan?
Danny, what's cooking, buddy?
Hello.
Hello. What's up with you?
Hey, I just called up to wish you the best of luck. I've been with you for the last 10 years. I tried watching Boomer, but I couldn't do it without you. I just want to wish you the best of luck going forward.
Well, listen, I appreciate that.
Go to the Yankee game today, but
Yeah. Well, tomorrow 4 o'clock, I think, right?
Yeah.
A little
Yeah,
rescheduling
can't
over
wait.
there. It's 4 o'clock tomorrow. Listen, Dan, I appreciate it. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Hopefully, you'll tell your friends. Carton's back. And we'll do it and do it right.
How come when your homeboys call in, they never say, "Hey, Corey, what's going on?" They never introduce themselves to me. They just specifically talk to you about how happy you've made them over the past decade. But they have yet one single caller has said, "Hey, Corey, my name is Dan. I live in Edison. Nice to meet you. My name is George. I live in Manalapan. Nice to meet you. My name is whatever. Howard.
I get it.
I live in Stanford. Nice. Nothing. Nobody has done this shit. None of your friends. They act like I'm not even here. They see Michelle, they see you, you know what I'm saying, and they act like I'm just some schlub sitting in the corner, and
Correct.
I'm not really happy about it.
That is the schlub corner you're sitting in. That's for one. See, what you have to take it this way. When people wish me well, they're wishing all of us well.
Okay.
They just don't know you guys. They have yet to build a relationship with you.
They start by saying hi.
Which is why we're going to do a barnstorming tour this spring and summer, and you're going to get to meet them and press the flesh.
All right, cool.
We're going to do bar appearances. We're going to go to games. And I'm going to introduce you to everybody.
All right, but I still think it would be nice if when
it's
they
not
call
nice.
up this morning,
No.
they say, "Hey, Craig, hello." Then they say, "Hey, Corey, how you doing?"
They don't know if they can trust you yet.
They can
and
trust me.
frankly, neither do I after your performance in the first hour when you try to tell Austin from Ohio that you're willing to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I was trying to be friendly with Austin, but I didn't know he was going to clap back at us like that. You see what I'm saying? Now that he did clap back, you made the right call. You being a veteran, me being mid-veteran. You saw this coming, yeah.
No, mid-veteran.
I'm mid-veteran.
No, you're not.
I'm working on my first extension. I'm getting off my rookie deal in a
Is
couple
that what
months.
it is? 844-843-6879 is the phone number to talk to the mid-veteran.
The rookie.
This is Michelle, and she's got an update.
The Cardinals beat the Mets 5-1. Tonight, the Mets are back at it, facing the Phillies.
Yes, which is good news for you Met fans because you get to see Gabe Kapler up close and personal. Now, it's very rare to say that you get to see a manager up close and personal, but the Philadelphia Phillies have used 23 pitchers in like 20 innings of baseball. He went to call for a relief pitcher yesterday in their game against the Braves, and the relief pitcher was sitting on his ass. He wasn't even ready. But nor is he warming up.
The thing about it is, though, I know we're giving Gabe a hard time this morning.
You shouldn't be giving Gabe a hard time.
But he has people on that coaching staff, a pitching coach, a bullpen coach, an assistant coach. Somebody should have said, "Hey, no, don't call him. He's not ready." He can't handle it all by himself.
He went
the
to the
staff
lefty.
is put in place to help Kapler. This all can't fall on him. Somebody on that staff needs to be held accountable for this,
now,
too.
here's the good news, though, if you're a Phillies fan. They asked Gabe Kapler about that and about some other things, and Gabe still thinks the Philadelphia Phillies are going to make the postseason this year. Listen.
I am remaining 100% positive. I believe in this club. I believe in the men in that clubhouse. I believe in our coaching staff, and there's no chance that I'm going to let 3 games, 2 of them tougher,
Wow,
derail
100% positive.
what we're trying to accomplish here, which is to go to the postseason in 2018, which I believe we will do.
There you go. He believes they will. That's courtesy of Comcast Sports Philadelphia, the sound there after the game. But here's what happens. When you're new, when you have a city that's still basking in the glory of a Super Bowl win, and they have a red-hot basketball team
10 wins in a row.
that's now won 10 straight games and looking like they're going to be a very tough out for whoever plays them in the first round. They may even get up to the 3 seed as possible. Now the eyes focus on you. Why do the eyes focus on you? The eyes focus on you because baseball has started, and you have foobarred, for many people, the opening of baseball in Philadelphia. I will give him credit for this. He should think that to go into the postseason, even though the rest of us laugh at that. If he came out and said, listen, we're 1-2, it's just not working out right now, he'd be lambasted for that. The problem, though, is that when you go back and you look at the games they've played, for example, if I go to their game on Saturday where they got blown out by the Braves 15-2, okay? And you take a look at the Phillies, how many guys do you think played in that game for Philadelphia? Should we count together?
Well, yeah.
Good. You want to take a guess?
23 in 3 days, so I'm going to go with...
How many people made an appearance in that game for Philadelphia? Take a wild guess.
12.
Well, it's got to be more than 12. 9 get the start, right?
Yeah. So.
Do 9 start, though?
Yes.
Or is it sometimes 10?
It's sometimes 10.
Like in a softball game,
Yes.
you get a fourth outfielder.
Yes.
Sometimes
10.
Sometimes 10. So you didn't even know that, Corey, that there are times you get to play 10 players.
This is news to me.
There's sometimes
I'm bad at math.
There's sometimes pitchers
Don't worry
bat
about
eighth.
This is true. That happens now.
That happens
Now,
all the
this
time.
is the thing with this situation.
When's the last
though.
time the Yankees played 10 guys in the roster?
I wouldn't be able to answer that question.
You
Last
can't
time the
answer.
Yankee put the fourth outfielder in.
They've not done that. They don't like it because they have a different size stadium.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. Philadelphia, the outfield's so big in Philly that they use 4 outfielders. Right?
Gotcha. Yes.
Right.
Right.
Moves like Jagger.
You had some answer to that, Corey? Or
I'm pretty good. I'll let that one sit right there.
Well, they used 19 players.
Oh, wow.
In the
one
game in Saturday.
I was going to change my answer to 15.
I was going to say 14.
It's Carton and Friends.
The sun can make your outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable you can't use it. But now there's the Sunsetter Retractable Awning. A Sunsetter Retractable Awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds, and it keeps your patio about 20 degrees cooler. It provides instant shade and protection from the sun's harmful rays. You can get your Sunsetter for as little as $5.99 when you call now to get your special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit. You're going to love your Sunsetter Retractable Awning. Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last for years. So call 800-869-5446 now to get a free awning idea kit with DVD, plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate. This is a limited time offer, so call 800-869-5446 now. That's 800-869-5446 for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation, so call 800-869-5446 now.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gabriel Morency. And I'm Cam Stewart, inviting you to join us weekdays at 4 o'clock Eastern on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network as we break down all the big games on a nightly basis. The Tony Sincata joins us. I think he's cheating on his domestic partner, but they don't need to know, and neither does yours. Forget about bowling shoes. We're all about winners. Game Time Decisions Radio with Red Heat and Rage. Weekdays at 4 on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Hey there, everybody. It's me, Joe Pizzapia. Baseball is back, and that means the Fantasy Baseball Black Book is back as well. It's me, it's Paul Sporer writing starting pitching profiles. It's Jake Seeley. It's Sammy Reed writing DFS. It's a whole lot of greatness right here for you. You can get the new Fantasy Black Book for baseball on Amazon, on iTunes. You can get it in paperback. You can get it for your Kindle. You can get it anywhere you want, but make sure you get it, because once you go Black Book, you never go back.
The victories begin in January. The Fantasy Sports Writers Association named Roto Experts winners of 2 Prime Fantasy Baseball Awards. Tim McCullough and Scott Engel joined champion fantasy ranker Jake Seeley on the mountaintop, and now their triumphs are yours with the RotoExperts.com 2018 exclusive Edge Fantasy Baseball Package. A full squad of high-profile winners such as Michael Florio and Joe Galena. They're here to help you take it all. Enter code FNTSY at checkout and join the exclusive Edge Winners Club at RotoExperts.com.
With ThermoSpa's unique built-in thermal filtration system, you simply fill it with a garden hose and your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance.
Right now, they're offering 0% APR financing with approved credit and a $1,250 savings coupon. Call ThermoSpas today at 800-603-6422 for your free DVD videos and brochure. That's 800-603-6422. Call 800-603-6422 today to take advantage of 0% APR financing.
Fake money. Da 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 pop da pop. Here we go. It's Carton and Friends. I don't know where you can see us, but I know you can see us a lot of places. I know a lot of people are listening and watching because Michelle received on Friday after the show in which she said publicly that she had never received a text message or an email featuring a man's junk in it. And within an hour after the show, someone found her email or
Instagram.
Her Instagram account and sent her a picture of his junk, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He called himself the Brown Beauty or something. Now, do you know this guy?
I do not.
You do not know
I
the
do
guy?
not.
So it's not someone that you had a relationship with.
It
He's
is-
like,
no.
I got her number. I'm just going to send her the junk. She liked it once. May I see it?
Yes, I'll show
Well,
you.
while you find
See,
it,
they said they didn't care if we talked about it on air. So.
No, he actually wanted us to talk about it
I
on
think
air.
he actually wanted to.
By the way, he don't have a choice.
I don't. Something's about to happen that I don't get right now. Why, when a meat mail is sent, you tend to see more males scrambling to get a look at the meat mail than females?
Yes, because
you are looking. Are you currently looking at the meat mail?
No, I'm not.
Okay, very good.
I'm not, but
I'm just making sure.
You have to tap the image, but I think it went away. But it's funny you say that because my coworker, who was a male, was the one who made me open it because I didn't open it. I was like, I'm not opening it. Then we were downstairs.
Because we can't believe that dudes still send junk shots.
Nobody
to
wants to
people.
see that. I've never seen I've only seen two in my life. Mine's and my son's, and he was a very little boy.
You've seen another man's junk.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
You don't want. You think you lose street cred by admitting it, but you've seen it.
I've never seen another man, another man's junk.
Yeah. It may have been at a Wendy's or a Burger King. It's happened. So a guy sends you the guy's Instagram handle is one humble dude.
Yeah, he's not so humble when he's sending
He
his meat around.
He wrote, Michelle, rate this dark meat. Happy Friday, sexy. I don't mind if you mention this on the air either. So you got to know this guy.
I don't because I don't follow him. That's why I went to. So when you get a DM on Instagram, you get it right away in your inbox. But then there's another inbox of ones that you don't follow.
People that
Yeah. So
People
it was in that
interact
one
with.
that I don't interact
So this
with.
dude took a picture of himself in the mirror.
Craig is looking at it.
No, he's like well-built guy.
All right.
Big, thick dude.
I thought you was going to say something else. I was about to leave.
He works out.
You said big, thick, and then the next word started with a D. I'm like, oh, we really going there this morning?
No, we're not. He shaves his whole body.
Oh, okay.
And he ain't got nothing to hide. He got nothing to be upset about.
All right, so what did you rate? Did you rate it?
I didn't
We gotta rate
respond
it.
You got to
back.
rate it.
Oh, yeah.
You want to rate it?
What are you trying to give him, Michelle? What is it? 1
do you-
through 10?
1 to
10
10.
being impressive, 1 being not impressive.
1 to 10. Did you even look at it?
No, I did. I'm kind of scared too.
No, don't be scared,
careful
baby.
what you wish for.
So you
Be
did-
careful what you wish for.
you did not look at it?
No, my coworkers took my phone and looked at it.
It's just.
Now I'm scarred. Oh my God.
No, don't start. Look, on Friday, you wanted to get one. Now today, you're scarred.
It's just a burnt sausage is all it is. Think of it that way. Oh, look, Dad made sausage again, but it's a little burnt. That's all. No? Oh, look, it's a chocolate banana. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
It's nothing you haven't seen before. Have you seen that before?
I have not seen that before.
1 to 10.
Sure, I'll see it
Give
again.
it, I don't know. Make him feel good. Give him an 8.
An 8?
Give him an 8 and make him feel good.
No, it's a 6.
All right, give him a 10.
No,
that's
you ain't
not-
with the 10.
That's
Give
not.
it. What would be a good rate?
I don't know. I've never seen one of these things before. I've only seen mine. Mine's is a 10.5.
Yours is not a 10.5.
From the ranking you would give mine would be a 10.5. Now,
What do
as
I
far as
respond
what are
back?
you ranking this young man's meat mail attempt? He asked for a ranking.
Well, here's the problem. It's the first one she's ever gotten, so
Yeah.
I would
He's
go
nothing to
low.
compare it against.
I would start low because it could,
Like
if
a
you
5
you can't
or a
start
4?
at a 10.
Yeah.
Because the next one's probably gonna be better than that one.
True.
I give him a 5.5.
All right.
But
All right, 5.5.
he's
Craig
not.
was not impressed.
I didn't say I wasn't impressed. I just said you need somewhere to go from there.
Yeah.
Everyone should start sending Michelle their junk shots.
Oh God.
Her
no.
Instagram account is what?
No.
Yeah.
Can we send them from down
Michelle's. But please, no more
here? We
junk
got 6
mail.
guys in a snowstorm. Come
Again,
on.
be careful what you wish for.
Her Instagram account is Michelle Serpico.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
No.
So if you feel like sending her your junk shot, feel free.
Now listen.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, gentlemen, you should not be sending unsolicited meat mails.
She just asked for it.
Michelle asked for it,
Right.
so it was fair game. But the rest of the female public that does not ask for meat mail, don't send because that's like ocular rape.
It's
irate. Yeah.
That is a good. That's a good way to put it.
It's
That
aggressive
definitely is.
sexual behavior. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. So
Right?
no unsolicited meat mails.
I was just told in my ear, there's a person on our staff, okay?
Yes.
Whose nickname is Oil Can Jones. And the reason that I guess his nickname is that it's so impressive that it resembles the wideness
I could send you a picture right now.
of an oil can.
And it's soda can.
Or it's like a Foster's,
Wow.
tall boy.
It's soda can. Your boy Jarrett coined that.
Soda can.
Okay.
That a guy has a junk whose nickname is Soda Can.
I had a homeboy used to call himself Arid because it was like the deodorant, like the deodorant, like the Arid extra dry container. I never saw this. I'm just saying that's what he called himself.
Michelle's got some more
got,
news
Michelle?
for you, including the championship game is tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the match everybody wanted, unless you're rooting for Loyola, and it's Michigan against Villanova. But there is one little side story about what happened in the Michigan-Loyola game.
Yep.
Now, Loyola had that game won. They're up 7 points, 5-6 minutes to go, and then they just, the best player gets hurt for like a minute or two, change the whole dynamic of the game, and they get run out of the building in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody left the game early. Now, there's an old rule amongst fans. If you are a diehard fan and you go to the arena to watch your favorite team play in what amounts to a playoff game, no matter what the score of that game is, you do not and cannot leave the game early. I don't want to hear about traffic. I don't want to hear about getting the train. I don't want to hear about, I got school tomorrow. If you go to the game, right?
Yes.
You must stay for the game.
Playoff game, right?
Somebody left the game early.
Now, see, listen, I got to be.
Somebody left the game early. Now, before I tell you who it was, let me ask Sister Jean if it's okay to leave a game early. I think if you talk about great upsets, that's clearly not Sister Jean.
Sister Jean became more masculine.
But I think we'll find Sister Jean. I'm going to ask her if it's okay to leave a game early. Now, before I tell you who it was, do you think it's okay to leave a game early?
I don't.
You do not?
No.
You go to a game, you're going to the game.
Exactly.
Sister Jean, what do you think?
That's okay with me.
Is that right? Corey, what about you?
And here's the problem. Sister Jean's 98 years old, and I think she was going back to the locker room area to greet the players.
No.
I don't think she was just bailing out because they was getting punished.
Bailed out.
She's 98 years old, Craig. Don't do that.
No, you can't. Listen,
She's
rules are
98.
rules.
She's 98.
Do you leave a Yankee playoff game early?
Nope. Stay till the very last
To
out.
the very last pitch. 9-0, 8th inning. What do you do?
I'm right there.
You're there to the last pitch.
Dallas Keuchel game from a couple years ago, I'm in the bleachers hammering to the last pitch.
And I don't want to hear about she's 98 and the
She
wheelchair.
is 98, though.
By the way, when they're winning games, guess who's right there? She ain't leaving.
No,
she stayed up late.
but
She stayed up past her bedtime.
But this was painful to her. Her boys were losing. Her team was losing. She went back to the locker room area to congratulate them. By the way, Sister Jean was dolled up the other night.
she
too.
was dolled
She had her
up.
hair done up. You know what I'm saying?
They even tried to fade the mole.
They tried to fade the joint. So shout out to Sister Jean. She was looking like a snack.
Sister Jean.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Granny.
Sister Jean, would you go on a date with Corey?
That's okay with me.
I want to see who Michelle's bringing in here before I take Sister Jean's invite.
It's going to come down to Devin or Sister Jean.
Yes.
The question is, first off, you're assuming they both want to go with you.
I'm more than likely,
So
yes.
that's an
Sister Jean already agreed. I'm sure Devin will be with it too.
I know. Does Devin have a boyfriend?
Devin is single.
Devin is single.
Yeah.
We're on to something.
Oh, we're on to something. Well, that means I have to. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can wield my magic.
Okay, no doubt. Sister Jean.
I tell you what we're gonna do.
Oh, this is good.
What time is Devin's here by
She'll probably
12?
come in closer to 12, yeah.
All right. In addition to the game, Do You Know More Sports and one of Michelle's hot friends, we're gonna play the dating game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have Corey and two other guys from downstairs, but she will not see them.
Okay.
All right, she'll have to be blindfolded.
Okay.
And she'll get to ask each one of the guys a question or two questions. And then based on how they answer those questions, she'll decide of the three guys which guys she would pick.
Okay.
Then I'll bring one of the three guys that she picks in here. And then when I unblindfold her, immediately she has to say yes or no to a date.
Okay.
Okay?
There you go.
Does that sound like a plan?
Let's do it.
All right, the number to join us is 844-843-6879. What else you got?
So reportedly, the relationship between Pat Star, tight end Rob Gronkowski, and Bill Belichick is quote-unquote strained but not irreconcilable.
I wonder why that would be. It seems like outside of him being hurt a lot and not being, the player you can count on to play 16 games anymore, why would Belichick have an issue with Gronk?
Because he has his own agenda. Rob Gronkowski has a life outside of football. Bill Belichick wants you to be about the New England Patriots in the Patriot way. People with lives outside of football, they tend to go other places. I don't think Rob Gronkowski is fit for the New England Patriots.
Tom Brady, Gronk did come out and say, as long as Tom Brady is the quarterback, I'll want to play for the New England Patriots. And he's one of those guys, everyone loves Gronk because he has fun. He enjoys what he's doing.
Yes.
I could see his personality, the partying, becoming an issue for Belichick. But, to me, people also have to remember this about Bill Belichick. If you take Tom Brady away from Bill Belichick's not, quote-unquote, Bill Belichick. Now, I was good friends with Bill when he was in Cleveland, and Todd Philcox was his quarterback. He didn't win nothing. So as much as I do think he's the best coach in football, he does get too cute for his own good sometimes.
Malcolm Butler.
And make decisions like Malcolm Butler. He'll get rid of guys thinking that whoever I put in there, I'm so good at coaching that I'm still going to have us win. He should also say this. I'm so good at coaching because I've got the best quarterback.
And I like it.
And that's the way that goes. It's Carton and Friends, Fantasy Sports Radio Network. Devin's coming in here in a little bit. We'll get your phone calls. And I'll tell you why the Yankees may have problems beyond just splitting with the Blue Jays. Next on Carton and Friends.
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of one. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
We're talking trash.
Sweet, sweet trash. If baseball needed a reminder of which stadium was the worst in the league, Tropicana Field was set on fire during opening day yesterday. Tropicana Field reminds me of the old stadium in Montreal. It's just a big oval concrete. They echo. Like if you're in there, you just hear the echo. It's like a mausoleum.
They play in a mall.
Kind of,
a rundown, disgusting mall. Listen live on the FNTSY Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 immediately. That's 800-955-3793. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-955-3793 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-955-3793. That's 800-955-3793. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 for your free author submission kit.
Fantasy.
Matt Davidson, former top prospect with the Marlins, and it never really panned out. But he gets another chance with the White Sox. Starts opening day batting cleanup with Nicky Delmonico behind them.
Davidson is Todd Frazier without the stolen bases. Honestly, he's kind of Todd Frazier at this point. You're hoping that maybe he can get that average up over 220. But at worst case scenario, 30 home runs and 80 RBI is certainly doable. Then you're probably looking at between 60 and 70 runs.
Weekdays on FNTSY Radio and live on the Fantasy Sports Network YouTube stream.
Have you ever wanted to have a fantasy expert in the palm of your hand? Or better yet, in the pocket of your khakis? Well, check it out. Now you can. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Download it now to your phone, we promise. No weird viruses, no strange tracking things. Just 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of pure fantasy knowledge dropping all over your head. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Stop being a weirdo and streaming it online. Get it on your phone. Take it with you everywhere you go.
I have exorcised the demons. This studio is clear of all the bad vibes of baseball seasons that have gone before us with nothing but losers. I should also mention, if you love watching fantasy players score winning touchdowns, now imagine you actually got to call that touchdown play. The fan-controlled football league is putting play calling in the hands of fans with real professional football players running the action. From drafting rosters to voting on trades, the FCFL fan is one part coach, one part GM, and one part owner. It's all done through the fan token. Fans earn fan tokens each time their vote yields a successful outcome. The more fan tokens a fan earns, the greater power is attributed to their future votes. Go to fcfl.io to learn how you can take control. It's not even football season. So you can get all those tokens and I guess compile them for football season. Meanwhile, it is March Madness, of course. Tonight's big championship game with Villanova going up against Michigan. And with Fantasy Sports Today's Mike Blewett. Mike and I did the March Madness preview show 3 weeks ago, and he's down in San Antonio getting ready for tonight's championship game. Mike, how you been, buddy?
I'm doing great, bud. Thanks. I wish our brackets fared a little bit better than they didn't fare as well as I would have liked, but certainly it's been a fun tournament, and it's going to culminate in hopefully a good game tonight.
Now, you know it's a problem when my bracket was better than the experts' brackets. That's a problem. Just right out of the gate. I mean, Blackjack Fletcher at UCLA going to the Elite Eight. Gabe's been all over Michigan because he loves Michigan, so I'm sure he's still feeling pretty good about it. And who do you have? Who'd you have in the Final Four originally?
Well, when we did the show, I had Purdue getting there. They obviously suffered a pretty significant injury during the tournament, but no excuse. I had Purdue going up against UVA. So clearly my bracket got blown apart.
Well, listen,
but I did have
the deal.
Loyola doing well. That's the only thing I'll pat myself on the back.
All right, yeah, you had Loyola going to the Sweet 16, if I remember correctly. So you definitely get credit for that. Listen, Villanova's the best team in basketball. I think everyone felt that way. Yep. Unless you, for some reason, were a Virginia guy. They're still the best team in basketball. Michigan, we were talking to Doug Gottlieb on Friday. Not surprised Loyola gave them a good game. Here's a team that, what they come in? 5th in their own conference. It would not be a surprise if Villanova runs them out of the building tonight, would it?
No. Unfortunately, I expect that to be the case. I think Villanova gets a comfortable win here at 6.5-point spread. I would lay the points every time in this one.
Yeah, is there any?
I can't expect them to shoot the lights out the way they did on Saturday, but they're clearly a much better team than Michigan.
Yeah, listen, they've both had a game like that. Michigan, of course, did 2 weeks ago where they made every three-pointer they took. In the semifinal game, Villanova, I think, made 13 three-pointers in the first half, and that game was never close. I'm just trying to concoct a way for Michigan to keep the game competitive with 5 minutes left. And frankly, outside of Villanova just not showing up and having their worst shooting game of the year, I don't see how Michigan can do it. I really don't.
Yeah, and they had a very bad shooting game against Alabama, and they had a very bad shooting game against Texas Tech. And they still were able to win those games comfortably. They beat Tech by 12, and it was never close. And they shot 4 of 24 from 3. Mo Wagner is a very good player, but he's likely the only pro on that roster. Villanova's got 2 first-round picks this year. They have guys like Spellman that are getting double-doubles in the previous game. They just have a variety of ways in which to beat you. It's going to be difficult for Michigan to contend. I agree. I do struggle to find a way in which they can keep it close. Other than taking the air out of the ball, the problem is that Villanova has ways of beating you there as well.
Yeah, they're just too good. Yeah, that's why I think we all hoped that Loyola had beaten Michigan, because even though Villanova is going to be the prohibitive favorite in that game too, at least you would have had a rooting interest. If you're not a Villanova fan, like, nobody hates Jay Wright. There's no reason to root against Villanova. They're not douches. They're not, arrogant kids. He's not an arrogant coach. He's just a very good coach who's about to win a second title. And America would have latched on to Loyola, which would have been arguably the greatest upset win in tournament history. Now that you don't have that, it's very easy not to like Michigan. Going back to the Fab Five and all those guys, it's very easy to not like anything about the Michigan program historically. And I think rather than have this great setup where America latched on to the dark horse, unless you're a Michigan guy or a Villanova guy or have a dislike for one of those programs, it becomes somewhat uneventful tonight. And I think it's going to be anticlimactic.
It takes a little bit of juice out of it for sure. But I guess the only thing I would say is that Michigan does have a very large fan base. It's been a really long time since they won.
Yeah, they're annoying, though.
They haven't won since
the Michigan fan base is very easy to dislike. Like, I'm rooting for Villanova tonight because Michigan fans suck.
Well, Gabe Morency, I'm sure, will take issue with that. They showed up in force. Kansas was clearly the largest fan base in attendance on Saturday night. They didn't have much fun with it. That game was over in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
But Michigan fans were here in force, so they were out partying a lot yesterday. So they're happy to be here. You're right. I don't think there's a lot of people outside of Michigan alums and the state of Michigan that are Michigan fans. It's a fifth-place Big Ten team that got hot at the right time. They've won 14 games in a row. So ultimately, there may be a little bit of juice out of the game because of the dynamic you're talking about. But look, Loyola had it in front of them, and they kicked it away. They turned the ball over 6 times, and Mo Wagner obviously played a great game. I just struggle to find a way in which they can keep this close because nobody else other than Mo Wagner played well the other night. Loyola kicked the game away in the last 8 minutes.
They sure did. Well, listen, I appreciate you checking in from San Antonio. Is there any redeeming quality about the city of San Antonio that would have you want to go back?
You know, I would love to give San Antonio an A+, but it's coming in around a C. The Riverwalk is really nice.
Right.
It's just so overcrowded with the amount of people that are down here for the Final Four. I think I'll enjoy it more today than I did the last couple
Now,
days.
Michelle told us that she just got another picture of someone's junk sent to her on her Instagram account. I just want to clear it up and make sure. Was that you or was that not you?
That was not me. I'm not a connoisseur of the meat mail, as Corey calls it. I just hope I proved that I know a little bit more about sports than Devin today, and I didn't make an audio meme out of myself.
Well, Mike, appreciate you coming on. Safe trip back. That's Mike Blewett. He's with Fantasy Sports Today. It's on the weekends here. Yep. So during the break, you got another shot.
Yeah.
Huh?
I got another shot.
How was this one?
I didn't tap it. I'm like kind of scared of them. Hold on, let me show you. You tap it.
I'll tap it for you.
Yeah, there
you go. The thing is, when someone when they send it, I don't know if this is how it goes with junk mail, but it says you have to tap the image.
It starts off because it's sexually graphic, and you may not want that.
I'm nervous.
It says images blurred to protect you from unwanted content.
Oh, okay. So I guess Instagram knows.
Instagram knows it's a meat
that
mail.
most females don't want unsolicited dick.
So this is a guy.
Yeah.
You tell me women don't enjoy getting these all the time?
No.
This doesn't turn you not totally horny right now?
I wanted one just to say I had one, and now again.
Now you're going to get flooded.
What you wish for.
Well,
Be careful what you wish for.
If you want to send Michelle these pictures, she said she'll accept them.
Now, what do we got? Do we have a caption with this one? Because I love captions.
Yes, there's a caption.
Nice.
It says, "Here's a junk shot for you." Not a dunk shot, a junk shot. All right, I'm going to... are you ready? See, this guy's cute. He sent a picture of a pile of junk.
Oh, nice. No unsolicited meat
that
mail.
is not unsolicited.
Wow. Okay. See, chivalry isn't dead.
It is actually junk.
Isn't.
That's very chivalrous.
That's the guy that has a chance of getting a date now.
That is a guy that has
right?
a chance. Yeah.
See that? So Rich, right back. Give her your contact info.
Yep.
That was cute enough where she might go on a date with you.
Yeah.
That was
and then
nice.
you could show her your junk for real.
For real. Then that's not unsolicited because she probably asked for it after she's 2 or 3 in.
How old are you?
28.
28. How old are you, Corey?
I'm 28.
Beyond 28. How old is Devin?
Devin is 26, 27.
At what age do you get to where if you go out on a date with someone, you know that you're having sex? Like it's 20. Like why else are you going out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like you should,
Now,
make them wait
unless
a
the date's
little.
a total disaster, the guy's got
Yeah.
bad breath, or he's a douche, or he just, he's not the way you thought, whatever.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there is there's an age where you're not like, oh, he's so cute, I just hope we have a good dinner, and he might get like a peck on the cheek at night.
Right.
There does come an age where if you're going out on a date, you're planning on sleeping with them.
At some point.
Right?
Yeah.
By what age does
I
that
would
happen?
probably say like 26, 27.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
That's when you know. Okay, you're like, okay, we're going out to date tonight. Let me warm up the Fabuloso because
Right.
it might go down.
Like he would have to totally screw the date up,
Yeah.
not to wind up where you both expect the date's gonna go.
Yeah.
So basically, the rest of the date is really just killing time.
Right.
Right?
Well, I mean, killing time. What do you
That's
mean?
like you're gonna get to that, but you're not gonna open with that.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a drink.
Yeah.
There's gonna be the awkward. You have a lovely apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. Then it's gonna be, oh look, I got some cheese and some crackers. Then there's gonna be
no reason to rush home tonight.
Let's have a second drink. Dinner's not till 8:30.
Yeah.
Then there's gonna be the Uber ride to dinner. Then there's gonna be the dinner and some more drinks.
Yeah.
And then by that point in your head, you already know how the date. You just don't know where it's ending.
Yeah.
You know how it's ending.
Yeah.
The question then becomes the next 24 hours. Because you may not want to sleep over.
Yeah.
You may not want him sleeping over. It's when it's over with, how do I end it? That's really the only question, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
No, you're right. You're right.
See? I knew I was right.
That's the easy part for me.
You just
Fly's
go
easy
home.
for you.
You call the Uber. You call the Uber. I'll see you next weekend.
But
I
you call
talk
the
to you
Uber for the girl? Do you get her
calls
Uber?
it for himself.
No, I call the, well, yeah, whoever. Somebody's leaving. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going somewhere.
But if you had a date back to your house, would you get her an Uber?
Yeah, she's getting. She
Yeah.
gets an Uber. You know, I'm not gonna put her on the train. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
like walk down Lennox Avenue, make
Yeah.
it right on Lennox, and then it's a train over there.
Listen, it's a safe neighborhood.
Yeah, it is
Call me
now.
when you get there.
No, I'm a more decent
No,
gentleman
but
than that.
if you went to a guy's apartment and slept
Yeah.
with the guy, and within 20 minutes after that, after the sleeping with him, he's like, "So I got you an Uber whenever you're ready." Wouldn't that be a total turnoff to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
How is that
I
a
guess that's
turnoff?
true. Well,
It's one thing if she said, "Hey, I had a great time. That was we should go out again. I'm going to call Uber." Right?
Yeah.
Or if she intimated she was ready to go and the guy goes, "I can drive you, get your cab or Uber."
Yeah.
That's one thing. If the guy just initiates, "That was great. There's an Uber waiting for you
well,
downstairs."
yeah, I guess that's how you go
that's-
about working.
Oh yeah, you gotta figure that part out. Like, are you trying to spend? I would ask first, are you trying to spend the night? And if she was like, "Oh, I'll spend the night," then I'd be like, "Jesus," you know what I'm saying? Then I'd be like, "Now I got to share the bed too."
Oh, yeah, you got to fake snore, go to sleep, put a pillow on the floor with a blanket, drop hints, that type of thing.
You don't mind if I hook up my machine, do you? He's
What machine?
Sleep apnea machine, or maybe he's got one of those weird kind of machines that you may want to stay for. The New York Yankees have postponed today's game after splitting the first four in Toronto with the Blue Jays. The New York Yankees were supposed to open today against Tampa. Everyone's upset right now about Aaron Boone. If you are a diehard Yankee fan and you're upset with the way Aaron Boone managed Saturday and Sunday, I want you on the phone right now. 844-843-6879. When they introduce Aaron Boone, does he still get the benefit of the doubt tomorrow because of the big home run and because he's the new manager? Or do you let him know you don't appreciate what he did as a manager on Saturday and Sunday? Yankee fans, it's on you right now. 844-843-6879. Coming up, Hot Devin. Do you know more sports than one of Michelle's hot friends? And so much more as we've gotten through the opening weekend of baseball. What happens in week 2? Next.
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of one. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
We
Weekend Fantasy Update.
If you want Machado to hit third because you want him to drive in runs because Chris Davis strikes out too much, well, how does that work then if you put Chris Davis up first and he doesn't get on base?
And I wouldn't put Davis first. They don't have anybody. That's the bottom line. They don't have anybody. But still, I'm not putting Chris Davis there because he doesn't put the ball in play. And he's going to strike out. He doesn't walk a lot. He's certainly not going to steal any bases. Can't really run. He's more of a base clogger.
Saturdays from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern. Only on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. FNTSY.com/radio.
The RotoExperts.com exclusive Edge Fantasy Baseball Package for 2018 is here and better than ever. Packed with a deluxe suite of articles from our award-winning analysts, this year's edition also features a brand new Slack channel, an improved cheat sheet generator, and our most accurate projections ever. We take you from draft day to championship week. Enter promo code FNTSY at checkout for a discount on your RotoExperts.com exclusive Edge Fantasy Baseball Package.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gabriel Morency. And I'm Cam Stewart, inviting you to join us weekdays at 4 o'clock Eastern on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network as we break down all the big games on a nightly basis. The Tony Sincata joins us. I think he's cheating on his domestic partner, but they don't need to know, and neither does yours. Forget about bowling shoes. We're all about winners. Game Time Decisions Radio with Red Heat and Rage. Weekdays at 4 on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Calling all drivers. Want a career that will take you places? Then Coach USA and Megabus is the place for you. Coach USA and Megabus, leaders in the local and intercity bus transportation industry, are looking for career-minded, conscientious drivers with a valid CDL Class A or B license with passenger endorsement. They offer paid training, competitive salary, and many benefits. Apply now and start driving to a better future. Visit CoachUSA.jobs. That's CoachUSA.jobs.
Thanks. I think someone has a crush on you. Okay, who? Let's make a game of it. One of these is a lie. He's 6'4". He collects stuffed exotic birds. He spends his free time trying to save lives. Are you talking about Kevin? Yeah! He's a registered bone marrow donor. Last week he got a call. He might be a match. He's so cute. Oh, he is.
You could be a life-saving match for a patient with blood cancer. Learn more at dkms.org.
Oh, you missed that? Well, here it is.
Here's what you missed on Carton and Friends.
We're not talking about anything other than the highly anticipated home run call from John Sterling. And what did we get? We got Stantonian.
Yep, we saw that one coming.
And then we got some type of combo platter, like at a Chinese restaurant. We got a poo-poo platter of a little Italian.
Yeah.
It sounded a little French.
I didn't know what that was.
And a little Romanian. Here's the funniest thing about, and I'm going to play it for you in a second, about the home run call from John Sterling. Giancarlo Stanton is not Italian. He's not. So to use what he thought was an Italian phrase to describe the home run, not only doesn't make any sense, it doesn't make any sense. He ain't Italian. The first time he did it, I had no idea what the hell he's talking about. I didn't understand the foreign language.
Yes.
And then when he did it the second time, he changed it. So he got it wrong at least one of the two times. And you're going to hear him here in a second. He changed the foreign phraseology. Didn't Giancarlo used to go by a different name?
Michael Stanton, right?
Wasn't his name Mike Stanton?
Mike Stanton. Very American.
But I don't know how Mike went from Mike to Giancarlo and then took on a whole new nationality and a whole new ethnicity. He wasn't born in Italy.
Nope.
He don't have Italian relatives.
Nope.
I want to hear the very first at-bat for Stanton as a Yankee, which was a home run, and let's decipher for ourselves what the heck John Sterling's talking about. Go ahead.
Swung on and drilled to deep right center field. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It is first Yankee at bat. Giancarlo non si può stopparlo.
All right, now let me hear the second of the Stanton home runs because he changes the alleged Italian phrasing here. Here's the second home run. Play it.
Giancarlo non si può fermarlo.
So he went to Vamarlo, Podarlo, and the John Sterling call, of course, is courtesy of the WFAN Yankees Radio Network.
Vamarlo.
No se puede Amagador.
He's unstoppable.
It is a Stantonian home run. A two-run blaster right center in his first Yankee at bat. And the Yankees take a 2-0 lead.
I didn't know it
was that easy.
I didn't know it was that easy either. I thought it was like the new algebra, very difficult to hit home runs, John. But apparently it's very easy.
It's like trying to find the Rock of Gibraltar.
Right, or doing an update for Carton and Friends. These are very difficult things and difficult times and days ahead. And then, of course, he's going to get up. What's he going to do? He's going to do it again, John.
Does your fantasy team suck? Maybe you need us, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network, the only free 24/7 Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Fantasy Sports Radio Network. News update.
In baseball, the Yankees' home opener has been postponed due to snow. They'll have their home opener on Tuesday now. The postponement allows the Tampa Bay Rays to give Chris Archer the ball on regular rest on Tuesday. Jordan Montgomery will throw for New York. Nationals catcher Matt Wieters is currently dealing with an undisclosed injury and could be headed to the disabled list. Orioles manager Buck Showalter is considering moving Chris Davis out of the leadoff spot in the lineup. In football, the NFL draft rumor mill is in full swing. Monday morning quarterbacks Peter King was told by a, quote, friend of Cleveland GM John Dorsey the Browns will select Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen with the number 1 overall pick. Cleveland had been tied to USC quarterback Sam Darnold up until now. Former New York Jets and New York Giants quarterback Geno Smith has reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. Smith played on a 1-year contract last season with the Giants. In the NBA, Atlanta guard Damian Lee's second 10-day contract has expired, but the Hawks are expected to sign him for the remainder of the season. Milwaukee Bucks signed guard Brandon Jennings to a multi-year contract on Sunday. Terms were not disclosed. Warriors guard Klay Thompson said Sunday that he doesn't want to miss any more games this season. Thompson is making his way back from a thumb injury. Golden State has already wrapped up the 2 seed in the West and may look to rest their starters heading into the playoffs. Along the same lines out West, Houston coach Mike D'Antoni has said establishing a rhythm is more important than rest for the Rockets as they head into the playoffs. And it is Masters Week. Ian Poulter was able to make his way into the Masters field with a win this past weekend at the Houston Open. Currently, Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth sit atop the favorites board at 10-1 to win. Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, and Rory McIlroy are all close behind at 12-1 respectively. I'm Dan Strafford, and this has been your Fantasy Sports Radio Network News Update.
Stay tuned to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network for more updates at the top of every hour.
You're listening to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Tell your friends, tell your friends.
And that, my friends, is called
Carton and Friends.
Here every day from 9 to 1.
Oh, hello, friends.
I love doing this show already. There's going to be so many amazing moments that are just going through my head right now.
Friends, if I may have your attention.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Yeah, we're back. Baseball's back, except for the New York Yankees as their home opener gets snowed out today. It's not every day you hear about a baseball game being snowed out. But it got snowed out. You almost got snowed in today, yeah?
I did. I was lazy. I took an Uber here.
Is that right?
And my shuttle was literally right outside. I'm like, nah, I'm still
Yeah, you have a shuttle that takes you from your building right to the path train.
And it's only a block and an avenue from the path.
And you come here wearing sweatbands.
I know.
Meanwhile, so the New York Yankees, this is the Yankees doing their fans a solid, by the way, and saying, listen, we're not going to make you come out to the stadium and sit in this crazy weather. We're gonna cancel it early. Mm-hmm. That way you could plan your day accordingly. Here's Lindsay in Calgary on Carton and Friends. Lindsay, good morning. How are you today?
I'm great again, as always. Anyways, I wanted to ask you a question. What the hell was Boone doing yesterday? I was listening to Yes, and Coney almost shit his pants on air.
Yeah, David Cohn was very upset. Now, I'll say this. I appreciated John Flaherty and David Cohn taking their shots at Aaron Boone for the decision because they didn't wait till after it didn't work out. They didn't like the move when he did it. My only beef is, if Robertson does his job and gets smoke out there, then he's a genius. They bring in Chapman. Chapman closes it out in theory, and the Yankees win 4-3. The problem is that when you make a decision that can be argued, and it was a legitimate argument of do you pitch to Donaldson or do you walk the bases loaded and then pitch to Smoke, why would you pitch to the guy that's red hot when the other guy right now is having a tough time at the plate? Well, he went and he talked to Dave Robertson, right? Corey, you saw it.
Yep.
And he looked him in his eyes, and he said, which guy do you want to pitch to?
Donaldson or
You want Donaldson? You want
Smoke?
Smoke? And he said, I have a better time against Smoke historically, albeit I think it's only 5 at-bats, than I do against Donaldson. So that's the guy he picked. Now, it's not Aaron Boone's fault that Gary Sanchez is batting .071. It's not Aaron Boone's fault that that Aaron Judge is batting .200, right?
Yes.
You jotted the notes down.
Yep. Judge batting .200, Giancarlo .286, Gardner .118, and Sanchez .71.
Right. I mean, Brett Gardner was 0 for 5 yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, again, you could say it doesn't matter. The Yankees had the lead in the 8th inning. And if you go back to last year, I think they only blew one game all year in which they had the lead at least after 8 innings. Now, they were trailing after 8, but they were winning after 7. At some point, and I love David Cohn. He's a dear friend, and he's a great analyst. And I appreciated the fact that they were discussing it when they were trying to figure out what to do.
During the game.
Yeah, the problem is, would you rather your manager be a guy that manages by the feel of the moment and his gut, having played the sport for his whole life, having grown up in the sport his whole life, or would you rather a guy simply go out and get the book and go, this is what it says statistically, by the book gives us a better chance of success? I'd rather a guy go by feel.
I like the gut approach also, but the thing about it is when you get behind like this, especially in your first series as a manager and your inexperience, now the next morning you got to look up the back pages of talking about the mistake you made. You get into this situation again. Now you're like, okay, do I go gut again? Do I go by the book? And then all of a sudden, you can start to unravel mentally like that, especially at a young man, his first time at this gig that he probably wasn't ready for.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think he's very ready for it, and here's what he said after the game.
What did you like about the matchup with Robertson and Smoke as opposed to Robertson and Donaldson?
Well, it is the matchup that we determine we prefer with Robbie. We like him better against Smoke, and I think he felt better with the Smoke matchup.
Right. So, I mean, he's telling you it wasn't like he wasn't prepared for it. They knew what the matchup choice was. They discussed which guy you'd rather face. They went to the guy that he was more comfortable with. And let's not forget this. It's a 3-2 count also. Right? Mm-hmm. So he fouls off a couple pitches before he actually hits the home run. You have the bases loaded. You have a full count. And then they went to Smoke after the game and said, what was your take on the at-bat? And you'll hear here in a second, Smoke didn't understand why he threw him a fastball. Listen to this.
Pretty much knew.
It's not playing, but Smoke's big question was, I can't believe they threw me his comment was, I can't believe they threw me a fastball. It's a full count.
Yeah.
Bases are loaded, and it's a one-run game. He's got to throw it, unless he's so confident that you're going to swing at a low outside slider.
Some of his off-speed
stuff. He's got to give you a fastball.
You got to challenge him right there. 3-2.
He's got
count.
No choice.
You got the game on the line. It's my stuff versus your stuff. Smoke got the best of him this time.
Plus, he fouled off 3 of the last 4 pitches, so it's all right. Here we go.
Could have been.
I'm going to throw the best pitch I got. If you hit it, you hit it. And he hit the hell out of it.
He did it. He blasted it out there.
Now, are you, as a diehard Yankee fan, what is your level of concern right now that maybe the Yankees just aren't that good?
0.
Yep. None.
I can't
not
take
even a little bit.
The opening series in Toronto. We're talking about it's not even what is it today? April 3rd, April 2nd, something
Today's
like that.
April 2nd, right?
I'm not going to have. They're not going to have too much trepidation over this. We can get it rolling sooner or later. They will get it rolling. Excuse me.
What is how many games do the Yankees have to play before you would get worried? What's the number?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 months of baseball.
Yeah.
Let's just call it 50 games.
If they 500 by Memorial Day, then I think we can push the panic button.
500 at Memorial Day, the panic button gets pushed.
Yeah.
I knew you were that type of guy. 50 games.
I mean, Memorial Day is critical. Memorial Day is critical, especially with a young, inexperienced manager.
Carton and friends. More on the Yankees coming up, plus baseball around the horn after this.
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of 1. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
Game time decisions.
Numbers betting is the way to go, except the only thing is degenerate gamblers aren't the most number-driven people. The number-driven guys are more the math guys that aren't drunks.
Nothing affects their mental state.
They're not degenerate gamblers. That's another thing either. I think like these fantasy guys accept losing better than we do.
Some of them.
They fire off 500 lineups, and if it wasn't a good night, they'll just fire off another 500 lineups because they're more even-keeled.
Yeah.
Degenerate gamblers more emotional.
Weekdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, only on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Hello, friends. If you want to win at fantasy sports, wouldn't you listen to people who have already won at fantasy sports? I'm going to tell you about DailyRoto.com. Don't be intimidated by the DraftKings and FanDuel Sharks, even the Fantasy Draft Sharks. The guys at DailyRoto.com have not only won $1 million amongst one of the writers, but they've created 3 others. That's 4 people who have won millionaire contests from this content alone. Don't be fooled by screenshots talking about $25,000 winners from other places. Go to DailyRoto.com where they have a proven track record of creating millionaires. DailyRoto.com. Tell them Greg Sussman sent you.
It's popping off. You know who doesn't really have much of a pop collection? Me. I have one pop, and it's one of the mini Marty McFlys.
I like that. We will guide Chris in his pop collection. We'll put some
Pop goes the journey.
My girlfriend's going to be so happy.
We really just want Chris to show that you can have a girlfriend and have pops at the same time.
Wow.
I guess that's the real test of true love.
Chris can go ahead and put him on his bedstand and everything, and then James like,
Oh, that hurt my soul.
Watch live on the FNTSY YouTube stream.
Carton friends, Monday, April 2nd, a blizzard this morning. They're saying it's going to get a little warmer outside. It's all going to be gone by the time we get out of here. But
that'd be cool.
It was a pain in the ass driving in today, I'll tell you that much.
I had to go back in the crib and change clothes. I was not prepared for that. I came out the house, sneakers, kicking it, chilling, ready to come in and you know, dominate the airwaves. I had to go back inside, though, get out the Nike boots, change up a little bit, and then put out the heavy coat because I was not expecting to be a blizzard when I woke up.
Yeah, but you go right from your apartment to the subway.
Yeah, I had like a 5-block walk, though.
Right. But the guy told me that Corey's going to be late today. I go, why would he be late? He lives in Manhattan.
Yeah, well, I had to go back in the crib.
Yeah, but how long does it take to put on shoes?
Well,
Like you essentially changed from sneakers to shoes. That's what you did.
But no, but I had to go. I had to find them because I had put the winter stuff away. It was away because I was done with the winter.
Right.
And I had to go back in, take the shoes off, dig through the closet, find the winter stuff, dust them off from the last snow. And I had to come in here fresh because me and Devin going out after the show. You know what I'm saying?
You think you're going out with Devin after the show?
Me and Devin going out after the show. That's one of Michelle's hot homegirls. You feel what I mean? So this is how it took place, and this is why it threw me off a little bit this morning.
And so you've prepared your dress code today for Do You Know More Sports than one of Michelle's hot friends.
I would have been a different dress code, but the weather threw me off. So, but I'm still sure that Devin will be satisfied.
You think personality-wise alone, hot Devin's going to have no problem saying yes to going out with you?
Oh, no doubt about that.
Then don't forget, she's going to be blindfolded.
Yeah, I'm not tripping
It's
off
going
of
to
that.
be you and 2 other guys that work here, and she's only going to hear her voice.
When
when she gets here, you have a choice. I'm either going to have you go downstairs.
I'm not going downstairs.
Smart man. Then I got to blindfold her.
Yeah, we have to.
I'm gonna have to blindfold her then.
Sorry.
Or I have her wear the hat over her eyes or something.
Yeah.
And that way, see if she sees you, I can't have this thing rigged. It's gotta be real.
Yeah. Well,
so I guess in other words,
she probably recognized my voice.
She can't meet you first. That's my point.
She can't. She probably recognized my voice because, like, you know, radio celebrity. So she probably recognizes my voice, and then she'll be like, "Oh, I know exactly who that is." So I don't think we need to, you know, whatever.
Well,
however you want to do it, I'm fine with it.
We're gonna blindfold her anyway, just so that it's legitimate. No one can accuse us of cheating. Because there's guys downstairs that want to go out with her.
They're gonna want a shot too.
I don't know how many guys
think everybody
downstairs
downstairs got a girlfriend though.
Is that right?
I think so.
Well, then it'd be interesting if she picks the married guy. The guy. Here's how we'll do it. I'm gonna have one guy married, one guy with a girlfriend, and you being the single guy.
Yeah.
And let's see if she picks the single guy. But we're not gonna tell her who's who.
Okay, all right, no doubt.
We're just gonna say one contestant's single, one contestant's married, one contestant has a girlfriend. All right, and then she'll have to figure it out. And at the end of the game, if she picks you, I'll pay for the date.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right,
I'm cool with that.
She's not high maintenance, is she?
No.
Oh boy.
Should play you?
Like, could
Craig
she
Payne.
have just like a pint of beer and some wings, or am I splurging for sushi?
She wouldn't do beer. She would do wings, but she would probably do a Hendrix and club soda.
Oh, that's fine. I can do wrong with that, but I'm not sending them to like sushi.
Oh no, she could eat whatever.
Like,
She's
we're not
not
going.
like picky in that
I'm
sense.
not paying for that kind of date.
Yeah.
Unless I get pictures or something.
I'd send you some. And then
Not from you.
No. I'm talking about when she starts sending me pictures, I'll forward them to
That's
you.
a man. That's
and
a
then,
guy.
And then afterwards,
That's guy code right there.
Yeah,
You
no
tell
doubt.
her I don't send them to anyone.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I get all pictures.
I'm not a kiss and tell her. This is me and you,
Right.
baby. And then I'm like, yo, son, look at this.
Meanwhile, the Mets play the Phillies tonight. That means Gabe Kapler's 17 pitching rotation will be on full display for Met fans to see. And you have the national championship game tonight, which brings me to Michelle's update. Go ahead.
So it's. Oh, wait. Actually, I read that one. Let me read.
Let's get it
the
together.
Basketball Hall of Fame announced 13 inductees on Saturday. The NBA players being inducted are Steve Nash, Jason Kidd.
Well, let's slow down. Steve Nash, any argument as a Hall of Famer?
No beef with Steve Nash. Great.
I would say because he's got a couple MVP awards, Steve Nash has to be a Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
I don't think of him as one of the great point guards of all time, but I mean it's based on the era you played in. So I'll give you Steve Nash, who's number 2.
Jason Kidd.
He's a first spot Hall of Famer no matter what the era is. I'm good with that.
Great college basketball player,
Grant
too.
Hill.
Yeah, Grant Hill does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
You see,
He doesn't.
the Basketball Hall of Fame is not an NBA Hall of Fame. It's a Basketball Hall of Fame.
Right.
And when you look at his career with Duke and some of the memorable
Well, there's
moments.
a college basketball Hall of Fame too, isn't there?
But I think the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame encapsulates your whole thing. I'm not sure if Grant Hill has a gold medal. He probably was too beat up to have a gold medal. But Grant Hill, what he did in Duke, and if he was healthy in the NBA, he would have been a great. But I agree. Listen, I think he's a borderline guy.
He's not.
But when you look at what he did at Duke University, I think it's enough to get him in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I don't think he should be in there at all. It's the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, so you're right about that. You know, there's women basketball players in there, there's referees. It's not just the NBA. But, you know, there is a college basketball Hall of Fame, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check it. But to me, Grant Hill's not a Hall of Famer at any level.
We gotta look at the
college, you
numbers.
want to tell me he's Duke's Hall of Fame? I'm good with it. If there's a, let me just see. There's got to be a college, right? College basketball Hall
We gotta
of
look up.
Fame.
We gotta look up Sun numbers. Let me
Hang
go
on
to
one
this player
second.
reference.
There's a National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Grant Hill should be in the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. No problem at all. Grant Hill's not a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Career.
If anything, Grant Hill's one of the most disappointing pros of the last 25 years, considering
Craig,
how great he was.
Grant Hill's the 94th leading scorer in the history of the NBA.
He's not a Hall of Famer. He's a compiler.
First 4 there we go. First 4 years, all stars. So that's 4. That's a 7-time NBA All-Star.
Which means nothing.
It means nothing. He only
He
averaged.
was an All-Star based on his college resume.
He averaged 16 points a game, and throughout the course of his career, 4 assists. I'm looking at rebounds,
stop right there.
6 rebounds.
That's why I say he's a compiler. If you're a scorer and you average 16 points a game for your career, how are you possibly a Hall of Famer? It's not. Listen,
they're talking about what he did in college and what he meant to the game.
I don't give a rat's ass what he did in college.
I'm telling you why he got in.
He meant nothing to the game.
I'm telling you why he got in.
What did Grant Hill mean to the game? He didn't change the game.
He was the first big star at Duke University.
No, he was not.
He was not. He was the first. Him and Christian Laettner, and he was. Yeah, him and Christian. He was the man on that team.
He was
so you're
the
looking
man, but
at
he's not
that.
the
You're
first
looking.
big star.
He's a basketball Hall of Famer because of what he did in college for Duke University, for the ACC, the entire conference. That's why he's in. I'm not sure if he's ever made it in the Olympics before or not. He probably was too beat up.
Doesn't matter. Grant Hill, his career was a major disappointment based on what he did at Duke. And he shouldn't. Again, I hate saying it because I don't dislike the guy at all. And he's good for him. He's in the Hall of Fame. He just doesn't. It's like saying, it's like when they came out with the list that Scottie Pippen is one of the 50 greatest NBA players of all time. Bullcrap. Grant Hill's not a Hall of Famer, except that now he is a Hall of Famer.
There you go.
What else you got? Who else is on that
Ray
list?
Allen.
Ray Allen, no doubt about that. Best jump shooter ever.
Ray
with
Allen.
Steph Curry coming up behind him, but he's the best
Ray
jump
Allen's
shooter.
probably the purest shooter, not named Curry. You could certainly make that point. I have no problem. Ray Allen's also a big money player, played in a lot of postseasons. I got no problem. He's also Jesus Shuttleworth. So if you
about that?
could play Jesus Shuttleworth and be Ray Allen, I'm good with it. Ray Allen's in the Hall of Fame. Who else?
Maurice Cheeks.
Not a Hall of Famer. And I'll tell you why Maurice Cheeks is not a Hall of Famer.
Mo Cheeks.
Not only did he screw me out of an apartment at one point in Philadelphia.
Get out.
And leave me with a 2-month bill. Mo Cheeks has not played basketball in how long?
Yikes. It's been a while.
More
since
than
Mo
2
Cheeks.
decades. So I have this thing where if you didn't get in when you were in your prime opportunity of getting in, Maurice Cheeks has done nothing. I don't care if he's coached and done this and that. Mo Cheeks' game and his stats have not changed in 20 years. So if he didn't get in 10 years ago, why would Mo Cheeks become a Hall of Famer today? And this is why we start watering down the Hall of Fame. It's okay not to be a Hall of Famer. Mo Cheeks should not be in the Hall of Fame. He did one thing, though, that I talked to Dr. J about, and I knew it pissed Dr. J off, and Dr. J confirmed to me that it pissed him off. If you go back and you watch the tape of the 1983 Sixers championship, all right, as they're about to dribble out the clock, Dr. J wants the ball. And he wants to have it in his hands when the clock hits 0. After all, he's Dr. J. Mo Cheeks won't give him the ball. And it pissed him off.
I don't blame Dr. J for that one.
And Mo Cheeks held on to the ball and did not give the ball to Dr. J at the end of that championship.
Wow.
Full-time All-Star, 5-time All-Defensive Team, 1992, 83 NBA champ with those Sixers.
What's his last year playing?
It's his coaching career. Mo Cheeks' last year that he bounced the
90?
basketball professionally was with the New Jersey Nets, 92-93 season.
Yeah.
He averaged 3 points a game.
Hasn't played in 25 years. Mo Cheeks should not be in the Hall of Fame. Give me the rest of the list real quick.
Okay, Charlie Scott.
Charlie Scott. Nobody ever heard of Charlie Scott, so that's going to be an old-timer addition, I assume.
Okay.
Who else we got?
The women's
Charlie
players
Scott.
are Tina Thompson, Katie Smith, and Aura Mae Washington.
Charlie Scott, who's from here, played in the ABA and the NBA. He was drafted by the Boston Celtics. He played in North Carolina back in the late 60s. What would Charlie Scott have done to suddenly warrant getting into the Hall of Fame?
What's even more interesting, Craig, we can hit it when we come back. There was a person left off that list that you might think deserves it more than Grant Hill.
We'll find out who that is next. Charlie Scott was a legend at Rucker Park, though. What's
like-
Rucker Park?
just
I'll
like
explain
me.
it to you next. You never played at Rucker Park.
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of one. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
Fantasy Sports Today.
People were super down on Pujols this draft season. Over under 25 home runs for Albert Pujols.
I'll take the over.
Are we comfortable with that, Matt?
Yeah, you'll probably hit like 26, 27. I'd take the under on the batting average, whatever you're going to throw out.
262.
I'll take the under.
Really?
Under, sure.
Albert Pujols is a hitter. Jake, come on, man, really?
It's about playing time. I'll see 550 at bats.
I got the rally monkey, speaking of the Angels.
That's great. We're in good shape.
I got the rally monkey.
I got the racing presidents.
What's the rally monkey's name? Rico?
Rally monkey.
Weekdays, only on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Skix sneakers are taking over tailgates and alumni homes across America. Skix canvas high top, low top, slip-on, and kids tennis style sneakers designed in officially licensed college colors and logos is a must-have for every college fan's wardrobe. Fun, fashionable, and comfortable. Whether you're at the big game or watching the game at home, Skix helps fans perform better. Go to Skix.com and use promo code FNTSY for 15% off your pair now. That's Skix.com. Skix sneakers, the soul of a true fan.
BSO Live.
The perception of T.O. didn't really start to change until they started jerking him around for the Hall of Fame. The numbers don't lie. It's top 3 everything. And if you could have, worked out some of the situations, probably would even have better numbers. Probably would have a Super Bowl ring if Donovan McNabb wasn't throwing up. Played with a broken leg in the Super Bowl. And I think Odell is headed toward that territory where he's becoming bigger than the team, than the sport.
Find the BSO Live podcast on blacksportsonline.com or on any popular podcast provider.
If you've heard of WeatherTech floor liners, you probably know that for your vehicle's floor, nothing protects better. But what about protection for the rest of your car or truck? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Besides our floor liners, we design, engineer, and manufacture a wide range of automotive accessories right here in America. And just like our floor liners, everything is done to the highest standards possible. We understand what kind of investment owning a vehicle can be, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't take shortcuts, and we never make concessions when it comes to quality. For everything from cargo liners to cleaning and detailing supplies to mud flaps and car covers, the one place you need to go is WeatherTech.com. So if you are familiar with our floor liners, just imagine how well the rest of our products will work for you. Learn more about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech.com. Proudly made in America.
Just reading about Charlie Scott, who sounds like a really cool dude. His son Shannon Scott played for Ohio State. Charlie Scott, who led the ABA in scoring one year, which does not in and of itself get you into the Hall of Fame. Charlie Scott was he went to Stuyvesant here in the city. Then he transferred to Laurinburg Institute in Carolina. He was the valedictorian of his high school senior class, a Rucker Park legend.
Like myself.
Yeah. 2-time All-American, 3-time All-ACC. He won a gold medal at the 68 Olympics. He was the first African-American to join a fraternity on the entire campus of North Carolina.
Wow.
How about that? And there's just to show you how it ain't that long ago when we had legitimate problems in this country. You know what the headline of the New York Times was, Corey? When Charlie Scott joined a fraternity. He's the first black man to ever join a fraternity on the campus of North Carolina, okay? Meaning that there were no black fraternities at the time.
No doubt.
He just joined a fraternity. He happened to be a black man, right? I'm going to read you the headline from the New York Times.
This is going to be wonderful.
Okay? Here's this. It's shocking to me. Now, what year is this? This is the headline. I want to tell you the exact year to show you it ain't that long ago. The headline comes from 1967. So he's an all-world ball player already. A year later, he wins Olympic gold at the 68 Olympics. 2 years later, he's drafted by the Celtics. He's already got a contract with the Virginia Squires, as did Dr. J. All right? He was named ABA Rookie of the Year, averaging 27 points a game, okay? When he pledged the fraternity, the New York Times wrote the following. Fraternity pledges Negro at Carolina. Is that unbelievable?
The failing New York Times.
Right? Fraternity pledges Negro at Carolina, which was apparently a very big deal. Here, Charlie Scott, a freshman basketball star at the University of North Carolina, has been pledged by St. Anthony Hall Fraternity. He is the first Negro ever pledged by a fraternity here. That's unbelievable. Yeah, they're telling me that they can see Michelle sitting over your right hand shoulder.
There she goes.
There's a reason for that. Michelle's friend Devin got drunk last night.
She's hammered.
And just woke up.
She's like, it's snowing outside?
So she just texted Michelle and said, look, I got drunk last night. I just woke up. There's no way I'm going to get myself together and get into the studio. Plus, I probably only said yes because I was drunk. So Michelle's at the bar recruiting hot women right now.
To go on a date with me.
To play the game.
Oh, to go to play the game, my bad.
Not to go on a date with you.
Sorry.
You know every woman that works here already.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't dated them yet, you're going to date them. So that's why you might see Michelle. You might see Michelle over Corey's right-hand shoulder.
Now, let me tell you right quick. Now, Grant Hill makes the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Chris Webber does not. Chris Webber left off the ballot.
He shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame either.
20. He averaged 20 and 9.
Doesn't matter, man.
He averaged 20 and 9. Listen,
Chris Webber's not a Hall of Famer.
5-time All-Star. 5-time All-NBA team, 1993-1994 Rookie of the Year. Come on now, we're talking average 20 and 9. Average 20 and 9 over what? Now he never played 82 games in a season, which is pretty embarrassing. 14-year NBA career, Chris Webber. Nah, you got to take that.
No, you don't.
Fab Five, historical moment with the Fab Five.
It doesn't matter.
Real great high school basketball player.
There's got to be something special about being in the Hall of Fame. If you're taking really good players, then you don't call it the Hall of Fame. You know, we're not taking guys that were really good.
Fab Five, a cultural phenomenon.
Matter. And he walked in against Carolina. It cost him a championship.
Still, that was 5 freshmen that took over the that took over college basketball.
I agree.
Everybody was rooting for them.
Are you going to put all those guys in?
No,
why not just put the entire squad in?
Weber was the leader. He was the go-to guy. He was the man on that team, Chris Webber.
They didn't win a championship.
No, they did not win a championship, but they had that run with those freshmen and Steve Fisher.
You put Jalen Rose in the Hall of Fame?
Jalen Rose, I would have to look at Jalen Rose's numbers.
No, you don't have to look at it. You know he's not a Hall of Famer. There's a difference between being a Hall of Famer and being a really good player.
You're thinking NBA. This is basketball Hall of Fame.
I know what it is. And those guys are not Hall of Famers.
Chris Webber, nor Grant Hill, Hall of Famers. All right.
Listen, in my book, they're not, but what I say don't matter right now.
I put Webber over Hill. Put it like that.
Well, then you have Chris Webber in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because Grant Hill is now. I can't see the phone screen or thing, Chris, so who's on the line? All right, Mike is in Freehold on Carton and Friends. Hi, Michael. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Craig. What's up, man? Listen, first and foremost, let's get the sentiments out of the way. I missed you. I'm glad you're back on the air. I've been a fan of yours ever since the Jersey guys. Hey, I got to talk about Kapler.
Yeah.
This guy is like Rain Man. We had Rain Man for a manager, Craigie. I'm telling you.
I can tell you that if I were a Phillies fan and I saw them use 23 pitchers in 20 innings and then called for a lefty and that lefty has no idea that he's supposed to be getting ready, and then I said, I still think we're making the playoffs, I might be a little concerned about that as well.
Craig, I've never seen that at any level of baseball, including T-ball.
Yeah, but I would say this to you. Are you a Philadelphia fan all the way through or just for baseball?
All the way through to Villanova. Go Wildcats.
Right, and I appreciate the call, big guy. You have Villanova playing for their second championship tonight in 4 years. You have just won a Super Bowl. Your basketball team's arguably the hottest team in basketball right now, and that's without Embiid playing because of the orbital fracture. And they're going to go into the playoffs with, a week to go now, as arguably the one team you don't want to play against if you're a higher seed in the postseason. And you're bitching about Gabe Kapler 3 games into the season? I know you can't lose a series to the Atlanta Braves. I agree. You're going to lose a series to the Mets starting tonight if they play that game. So at some point, you also have to recognize where you live. You're a Philadelphian. You don't get to win.
That's something new for Philadelphia.
The Phillies have more losses than any franchise in the history of professional sports.
Yep.
More losses. You know why? Because they're losers.
And you live in Philadelphia.
Listen, I married a girl from Philly. My kids love Philadelphia. I have respect for the blue-collar personality of Philadelphia. Our producer is from Philadelphia. Matter of fact, he hasn't even moved up here yet. And I don't think he's going to. Which we should have made a part of the job, though.
You know, it's a classic. You're using my laptop, and there's a Phillies logo on
Yeah,
top
I'm about
of
to say,
it. People are calling asking why you flipped.
You're trolling the Phillies, but
let me tell you why I'm using Chris's laptop. Because Chris has my laptop and left it in his car.
But you got to tell the whole story, Craig.
Here's the whole story. Chris is responsible for my laptop.
No.
I gave it to him on Friday and said, bring it in here on Monday.
It didn't happen like that.
And he did not bring it in here on Monday because
Don't give up on me, sir.
He
Don't
put
quit
it in the
on me.
back seat. What do you want me to do? He lost my laptop.
You had the laptop with you.
Correct.
Then you left where you were at, leaving the laptop behind. That's how Chris became in charge of the laptop. It wasn't Chris's duty. Chris was actually doing you a favor because you left the laptop and you just bust him just now on national
adult
radio.
Men?
Yes, we are.
So if I say to you, hey, do me a favor, I left my laptop here, will you grab the bag and give it to Chris? Did you do that?
That's what I did.
Okay, and is Chris an adult?
Chris is also an adult.
Okay, so when you gave my laptop bag to Chris, he took it from you. Possession of it went from you to him, right?
No doubt about that.
And he's an adult.
He's an adult.
So Mike told me they were going to lock the laptop bag up here because I just come in here Monday to be here.
Bam.
But Chris decided to take it home.
Yeah.
Now, that's on him. He took my property home with him.
Your property that you left.
But I took care of getting it from A to B because you did that for me.
Yeah, no doubt. But you can't. You have to hold some kind of accountability in this situation also. No. Because you left your laptop back here.
My accountability was I recognized where I left it.
Mm-hmm.
I had an adult, you, get it for me and give it to another adult, Chris.
Now tell everybody how many times you called me this weekend and how many things you asked for. 17? I did 16. I brought you a piece of cake this morning that my wife made. I carried that cake on NJ Transit. I kept it safe from lice and everything else and handed it to you. There's no bugs crawling out of that cake.
Well, what Chris is alluding to is
Bug Boy.
I prank called him on yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I called him up, but I told him that there might not be a show today.
Mm-hmm.
And I called him. First, I sent him a text, and I said, might not be a show Monday. You're not going to believe this one.
Mm-hmm.
So Big Lou, who owns the company here, I own a Sprinter van. He asked me if he could borrow my van. His family, the kids are off vacation, right? So I go, of course you can borrow it. So I call. So Chris calls me up, what's going on now? And I tell Chris that Lou got pulled over driving to North Carolina with illegal contraband in the van.
Lou was riding dirty.
And I said, and when they ran the plates on the van, it goes back to whose name?
Craig Carton.
It's my van.
We
I
have
got
the call.
title.
We can play it after the break. But, again.
So he then buys into that, but he doesn't panic about it. He goes,
I panicked because you set me up with the text, and for 30 seconds I'm thinking everyone said don't do this. Don't quit your job. Don't back this clown. Don't give up your career.
See, now I'm a clown.
Oh, the boy.
No, you're not a clown.
A lot came out just
in that
now.
30 seconds, maybe they were right. Then I'm thinking, who can I call and ask for work because I just quit my job to come and work for you?
You see what happens?
A lot just came out.
You give me up to Austin in Ohio.
No, I didn't do that.
He gives me up the first sign of water on the deck. You and Chris are both throwing haymakers
See, the thing with Austin was not water on the deck. I was trying to get Austin. I was trying to be more friendly to Austin. Your people that call you still have not spoke to me yet. Almost an hour and a half ago, I was like, I would like to be recognized by the Carton and friends, people that you've known from other venues. They have not called me and said hello yet.
You have to earn that. You haven't earned that right
And it's dark in this corner over here, too.
It is dark.
The lighting is poor.
I acknowledge that you need better lighting. But you do have Michelle sitting over your right shoulder.
I know.
That being said, we got plenty of time for you to join the show. 844-843-6879. We'll handicap tonight's championship game, and we'll tell you whether or not gambling is going to be legalized in New Jersey. Sports gambling next.
Join the family at Modell Sporting Goods. Visit your nearest Modell's and sign up for our MVP Rewards program to receive insider deals all year round. Earn points on every purchase when you use your MVP card to earn Modell's cash back. It's our way of thanking you for being a loyal customer. Upon signing up, receive 10% off your purchase and 15% off your next purchase. It's that simple. Plus, new MVPs this month are eligible to win a $500 Modell's gift card. When you gotta play more and pay less, you gotta go to Moe's.
Fantasy Sports Today.
People were super down on Pujols this draft season. Over under 25 home runs for Albert Pujols.
I'll take the over.
Are we comfortable with that, Matt?
Yeah, you'll probably hit like 26, 27. I take the under on the batting average, whatever you're going to throw out.
262.
I'll take the under.
Really?
Under. Sure.
Albert Pujols is a hitter. Jake, come on, man. Really?
It's about playing time. I'll see 550 at bats.
I got the rally monkey. Speaking of the Angels.
That's great. We're in good shape.
I got the rally monkey.
I got the racing presidents.
What's the rally monkey's name? Rico?
Rally monkey.
Weekdays only on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Are you new to daily fantasy? Are you a veteran? Either way, you can better your chances of winning money, and lots of it, by going to dailyroto.com. Multiple people have become millionaires thanks to the guys at Daily Roto. Why not take advice from the experts? You can become a millionaire too. Just go to dailyroto.com to rock daily fantasy sports.
The sharpest fantasy sports minds are now available 24/7 straight from your mobile device. Download the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app and listen live or on demand to the finest tips, strategies, and advice from your favorite fantasy personalities. It's free and available for both iOS and Android devices. Your life isn't slowing down, so why should your fantasy sports? Head to fntsy.com/radio and download the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app today.
Scout Fantasy Sports.
Where do you think you stack up with the rest of the league? You think this is a competitive team that can win the league?
I haven't compared it to the rest of the teams in the league. I think there's 13 other teams that could play, and then there's you.
Oh, you are going to regret the day you made that statement. I know you record everything, and I know you're selective in the sound bites you keep, but I want you to keep that one because come September, hopefully this discussion will make you look bad.
Weekdays on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
How's it going in there?
5 more minutes.
Okay, let's play a game. 2 truths, 1 lie. We're not going to be late to the party. In the time you've taken to get ready, you could have been on your way to saving a life. And I'm wearing that tie you hate.
We're not going to be late. We're 10 minutes away. You wouldn't dare wear that tie. And I can't save a life. I'm not a firefighter.
Actually, I swabbed my cheeks last week.
It takes less than a minute to get your cheek swabs. Register at dkms.org, and you can be a superhero by helping someone out.
You know, they put Ora Mae Washington into the Hall of Fame. Ora Mae Washington died in 1971.
It's a long time ago.
So you might say it's been 50 years since she was even alive. You know, she died when she was 73 years old. But the claim of Ora Mae Washington is that she was one of the greatest female athletes this country has ever produced. To be fair, I've never heard of her, which means that someone's doing a bad job telling her story. But as the story goes, Ora Mae Washington was the daughter of farmers in rural Virginia. When she was a teenager, with the farm failing and her mother having passed away, she moved to Germantown to live with an aunt. In Germantown, there was a quote-unquote colored YWCA. She found a home there and a place to grieve over the death of her sister from tuberculosis. So this poor girl had, talk about family problems, right? And loss of life. So at the WYCA, which is different than the YMCA, what's the YWCA? Yeah, the YWCA is what?
Youth, women's.
Do you know what the YMCA is?
It's like a youth thing where...
It's a youth thing. It's actually a song.
Oh, the song.
Yes, by the Village People. How'd that song go?
YMCA.
YMCA. So what's the YWCA? It was a song by a group called the City Boys, who were like the enemy of the Village People.
Oh, okay.
The Village People was very like gay flamboyant.
Okay.
And the City Boys were the exact opposite.
Okay.
So the Village People sang
YMCA.
So the City Boys mocked it by singing
YWCA.
YWCA. Do you know what the YWCA stand for?
No.
The exact opposite of Young Men's.
Oh, Young Women's?
Right.
Yeah.
And they want to foster a man-woman relationship.
Okay.
Anyway, so they also had a sports program there.
Oh.
Ora Mae Washington started playing tennis. She was so good that the reigning white women's champion of the time, Helen Wills Moody, refused to play her.
She didn't want to lose.
And this is somebody who picked up tennis on her own, a self-taught tennis player, but the white champion refused to play her. In 1925, she won the women's single championship of the ATA 12 years in a row.
What does that have to do with
basketball? So she should be in the Tennis Hall of Fame,
why
right?
she's in the Basketball Hall of Fame?
I would think she should just be in the Tennis Hall of Fame. Let's see. How did she go from playing tennis to the Basketball Hall of Fame? She moved to Chicago. She picked up the game of basketball, came back to Germantown to stay in shape for tennis. She played for the YWCA team called the Hornets. In 1931, they went pro. She was their only star. She's had a ferocious rivalry with a women's team sponsored by the Philadelphia Tribune. No shock there that Philadelphia looking for trouble, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So they had a best-of-5 series between the two teams. In Game 5, Washington nailed a half-court shot to ignite the Germantown rally, but the Tribune scored 8 points in a row to win the game, so she lost. I don't see how she's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Do you?
This is kind of interesting to me. I'm reading some parts of the story right here now, too, and I'm looking through it, and I don't see the Basketball Hall of Fame is if she's in it, then you got to put Chris Webber in it. You got to put Grant Hill in it.
Well, there had to be something special about it, so let me read on real quick. The Tribunes were not run by fools. They signed Orme away from Germantown the next season. For the entire decade of the 30s, they barnstormed the country, winning the Black National Championship every year and being billed as good enough attraction to make you forget the Depression. How about that? When Orme faced off against another player, she heard a whispered warning, "Don't out-jump me." Okay?
Please.
I never saw her when she hit me, but she did it so quick it would knock the breath out of me. I doubled over in pain. She could hit. She once told me she played a set of tennis on her knees and won. That's BS.
I don't think that's true right there. I think
that's Paul
May,
Bunyan stuff
that's
right there.
That's May.
Right?
She fronting right now.
There's no way, no way.
You can't believe that.
Her last national championship in tennis came in 1947, and she lost to Althea Gibson. Everyone knows who Althea Gibson is.
Yeah,
but here's what I can't figure out. She was a tennis player and a great athlete and probably has a great story, probably dealt with more crap than you could ever want to deal with as a black woman playing in the 1920s and 30s in front of crowds, I assume, largely of racists and other bad people. But how does that get you into the Basketball Hall of Fame 50 years after you died? Am I wrong?
I don't get it. They need to fix the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's the conclusion I've come to.
Yeah, they need to take Grant Hill out.
And put Chris Webber in.
They don't need to put Chris Webber in there either. So anyway, that's Orme Washington.
Shout out to her though. She got it.
Like that, like don't you
posthumously.
Wouldn't there posthumously?
Posthumously.
Oh, you said it. That time you got it.
It's a word I struggle with.
You caught yourself there. I'm trying to figure out how come we never heard of her. Like we all know who Althea Gibson is.
Yeah.
We know who Jackie Robinson is.
I'm reading. I did a little Google search on her myself, and maybe about. This is earlier this week, so this is brand new. Where the Undefeated did a story on her. So she's a trailblazer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but this is.
She was a great tennis player.
Yeah, this is the first time.
The number to join the show 844-843-6879. That's how you get through to Carton and Friends, wherever it is that you might be watching. The number never changes. It's 844-843-6879. Tonight, of course, speaking of basketball, is Villanova and Michigan. I don't see how Michigan possibly wins the game outside of Villanova just having a horrendous shooting night. I don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think we are going to get a great game. I would not be shocked if it's close, meaning a 6 or 7 point game at halftime. So you have the thought of it's not a runaway yet. But I think Villanova wins. I think Villanova wins by double digits. I don't know how Michigan, outside of knocking down, damn near every 3-pointer they take, Michigan barely beat Loyola. Michigan came in 5th in their conference this year. And Villanova is the real deal. And I think you'll see that tonight as Jay Wright gets his second title.
They came in the tournament. Michigan is one of the hottest teams in the NCAA, coming out the Big Ten tournament, coming into the NCAA tournament. It looked like it meshed and came together at the right time. But if you saw that Villanova team on Saturday, this is a college basketball team that is ready to rock and roll right now. Jalen Brunson, National Player of the Year, getting it done. I think Nova blows them out tonight. Also, I think about 10 minutes left to go in the second half. I think people will start tuning out because that's when Nova will get on that run.
By the way, the spread's now up to 7 points. It'll get to 8.5 by the time the game tips off tonight. If I were a betting man, I would take Villanova first half. I would take Villanova for the game. You got an over-under over there, Corey, or no?
I do not have one up on the computer screen right now.
145 is the over-under?
145.
145. So if I have the game, I can see Michigan not even getting to 70. So if I have the game 76 to 64, That's 140. It's going to be close. 145 is the over-under? 145 and a half? I'll take the over in that.
145 over.
Yeah. You want to take the over in
Did you
that?
see what halftime was? I'm curious. Halftime was at Loyola in Michigan the other day?
Yeah.
Because I know they must have hammered people on that one.
Oh, if you had the under, you won a lot of money.
I'm talking about the half the point spread.
I did not see it, but I guarantee you that everybody would have taken Michigan. And what did I tell you? I told you that game was going to be close. Michigan wound up covering the number. They did cover. But that would have been, the first half would have been Michigan -3. So they obviously did not cover that. They were down 7 at halftime, right? Yep. Wasn't it? And tonight, by the way, I would tell you that Villanova is going to be favored by 4 for the first half. I would take Villanova first half. I would take. You have a first half over under, Chris, or no? I'm assuming it's going to be 75. 75 over under. I would probably take under first half, over for the game, and I would take Villanova first half and for the game. And I might even take them for the second half too, regardless of what happens in the first half. I think Villanova is going to wax Michigan off the floor. I don't think Michigan's all that good. They got that one kid with the really cool haircut.
Talking about, what's his name, Jordan?
I forget his name, but he's got a dope haircut, and that's how I pick him out of the lineup. Like, that's a kid with a good haircut. That kid should get the ball every time Michigan has the ball in the half-court set.
That's how you pick him out of a lineup.
That kid's got a nice haircut.
I feel you.
That's how I do it. I don't know his number or his name.
All right, so let's go. I'm looking at it right now.
Is it number 2?
I think his number is number 2. This is the kid that went over there and talked to Sister Jean after the game.
He's got the funky fresh.
He got the joint. He's rocking it. I got no problem with it. I think his name is Jordan Poole. And Mr. Sussman or somebody can let me know, can confirm that.
Oh, Sussman's picks were worse than Blackjack's
I'm saying,
picks.
but Sussman can confirm the dude's name.
You can't go to him for a guy.
You just threw Sussman under the bus just now. And
His picks were terrible.
He's the studio manager.
Yeah, listen, bad picks are bad picks. If you make a bad pick, you got to live with it. I do all the time, right? For example, if we come in tomorrow and if Michigan's won the game and it's under the total, I gave you 2 bad picks, and I will own up to it because I put it out there. You go back and check out the March Madness the prediction show we did, and I wouldn't even give it picks, and my picks were better. That's all.
But why are you doing that? You got to understand, like, you're like professional radio host, personality, right? And those dudes like Gabe and Blackjack,
they're
like
the same thing.
They're like handicappers.
Yeah,
you know?
but
if you throw them under the bus, that does you not getting the picks right doesn't hurt you. Them not getting the picks right hurts them. And then you haven't introduced me to your friends. You throw Gabe under the bus.
I didn't throw. I said Gabe had Michigan.
You threw Blackjack under the bus.
We bad picks.
And then you bust Mrs. Sussman, the studio manager. I don't understand what's going on right here. I'm trying to figure it out.
First half over under is 67
and a half.
All right, 67 and a half. And the total is 145 and a half for the game. 67 and a half. Add that up real quick. 67 times 2 is what? 130, 135. So they agree the second half will be higher scoring than the first half. 67 and a half. So if you give me 38 to 33, 71. All right, I'm taking over. I'm taking over first half, over for the game. Michigan, Villanova first half, Villanova game. You want any of that action, Corey, or no?
I think I like the same. I think I go the same way on this one. You go. I think homeboys. I mean, excuse me. The Nova is too good right now.
Villanova over first half, Villanova over game.
Yep, I like Villanova.
You're taking the same thing?
Yes.
Smart. Very smart. Very, very smart. See, she knows what's going on.
I do.
They keep yelling at me to read.
Chrissy Bones is in your ear right now, Craig.
Yeah, I know.
If you haven't noticed.
But memo to Chrissy Bones. I heard him the first time.
What's the over-under?
I don't need it repeated.
What's the over-under on Michelle's drunken hot friend, not showing up?
She already said she's not showing up.
Yeah, she had a crazy time yesterday. I know.
But I don't get this. She gets a chance to come in here with celebrities the likes of us, and then she going to more or less blow us off like she's got something better to do than to come hang out with celebrities like me and Craig. You feel what I'm saying?
See, this is the thing. She wants to look extra good for you guys, and girls don't like to go out in the rain or snow because then it messes up your hair and your outfit.
I get that. I can dig it.
So she wants to look really good for you guys.
So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
She knows she has to make a good impression.
She's coming tomorrow?
She's coming tomorrow. She had a rough couple weeks.
All right, so she'll be here tomorrow.
Well, she had a rough couple weeks. What happened? Yeah, you didn't do a business.
Maybe wait for
you
her
put
to
it out
come in.
and you put it out there. Go ahead and tell her business now, Michelle. What happened to her?
She'll need a shoulder to cry on, and that'll be Corey.
Story.
By the way, this is Carton and Friends. We go to 1 o'clock. That means you have a whole nother hour to go. Since a friend didn't show up, you're going to have to play the game. Do you know more sports than Hot Michelle? If you want to be a contestant, call us right now, 844-843-6879. You can win a Yankee Fans Like Myself t-shirt. Next.
Hey there, everybody. It's me, Joe Pizzapia. Baseball is back, and that means the Fantasy Baseball Black Book is back as well. It's me, it's Paul Sporer writing starting pitching profiles. It's Jake Seeley. It's Sammy Reed writing DFS. It's a whole lot of greatness right here for you. You can get the new Fantasy Black Book for baseball on Amazon, on iTunes. You can get it in paperback. You can get it for your Kindle. You can get it anywhere you want, but make sure you get it, because once you go Black Book, you never go back.
BSO Live.
Bomani Jones of ESPN. Do you feel like the podcast gives you a little more freedom to kind of delve away from just the sports topics?
There's going to be some things that happen in this world that is so big that not even we in the sports world are able to avoid them. But this is primarily going to be a sports podcast, and I'm a guy who does a sports podcast who also talks about a bunch of other stuff. So the other stuff, in one way or another, is going to find its way in there, but I'm not going to force it.
Find the BSO Live podcast on blacksportsonline.com or on any popular podcast provider.
Why pay high rake when you can play daily fantasy baseball and pay half the rake on Fantasy Draft? Featuring half the rake GPP and head-to-head contests, exclusive VIP experiences, and the most flexible lineup structures in the game. Fantasy Draft is the only DFS site that puts players first. They're also the only site to offer 6 of 7 PGA scoring, dropping your lowest golfer's score. Register today with the code FNTSY for a free $4 entry into a guaranteed winner contest in the sport of your choice. Fantasy Draft, daily fantasy on a level playing field.
Fantasy Baseball Hour with Al Melchior.
Matt Davidson left the yard 3 times. The power is unquestioned. It's just a matter of, is he going to be able to get that strikeout rate down to even 30%? The playing time's going to come. The home runs will come. Is he going to even be able to generate enough runs with the power that he hits for to be worth starting in a 12 or 14 team league? That remains to be seen, but a great start for Matt Davidson.
Listen live on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network and on popular podcast providers.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub? They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Thanks to the ThermoSpa's unique built-in thermofiltration system that filters the water an incredible 144 times a day, you simply fill it with a garden hose and your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance.
Call to receive your free DVD videos and brochure and find out how you can own a ThermoSpa's hot tub for only a few dollars a day. Right now, they're offering 0% APR financing with approved credit and a $1,250 savings coupon, including free delivery, free chemicals, and a cash discount. And with models starting at $4,995, there will never be a better time to own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. So call now and ask about this limited time offer. Call ThermoSpa's today at 800-625-4922 for your free DVD videos and brochure. That's 800-625-4922. ThermoSpa's, hot tubs designed to improve your life. Call 800-625-4922 today to take advantage of 0% APR financing.
Yep, I'm real sorry I missed that.
Here's what you missed on Carton and Friends.
There are 2 songs that every baseball fan should know by rote memory. There will be a quiz next week. It's going to be a spot quiz.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
At some point, I'm going to say to either one of you or both of you, I need the curly shuffle. And on the spot,
bam,
you're going to have to give me the curly shuffle.
Drop it.
Now, are you ready to go? This is an ode to the New York Mets. My friends here are going to sing it. I'm going to sit back and enjoy it and listen to you guys perform the greatest baseball song of all time. Are you ready?
Here we go. You ready? Yeah. What are we doing?
We're singing along.
All right. Let me know when it starts.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Well,
when me and my friends go on to town, we can't sit still and we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle.
Hold on.
But we doing the curly shuffle.
Hey Mo! Hey Mo!
Well, yuck. Up and dance and do the curly shuffle.
Don't be bad for life.
Well, me and my friends love Curly and Mo. We love Curly Brothers Trippin' Backbone Show. It's such a delight to boogie and hustle, dancing all night, doing the curly shuffle.
Hey Mo! Hey Mo! I need Michelle to be much louder. Go ahead.
Hey Mo! Let's go, Michelle. Hey Mo. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Dance, we get up and we dance, and we do the curly shuffle.
We're doing Nashville. Michelle, this is on you now. This is the dance part.
This is the dance part. You dance a little better than that.
When they come back in, Michelle, this is all you. You got it? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I need this to be aggressive. I need it to be loud. I need you to perform like a performer will. Michelle solo. Here we go. You're not even dancing.
It's part of being a friend is dancing. There you go. Just got a little bit like this. That's it. It's real simple. You see what I'm saying?
This is all you.
Love to see comedy classics on late night TV. Those knuckleheads love to get in a scuffle. They push and they shove, doing the curly shuffle.
Whispering.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We need a louder. Hold on. Listen. You're not doing. You're bastardizing one of the great baseball songs of all time.
Okay. I'll do it better.
You have to do it better.
Step my game up.
Let's go. From the top. From the top.
Oh, we gotta go from the top.
Like all the way up to the beginning.
From the beginning.
Okay.
Only Michelle first. Loud and in charge.
Proud, Michelle. Let's go.
When me and my friends go out in town, we can't sit still.
Does your fantasy team suck? Maybe you need us, the Fantasy Sports Radio Network, the only free 24/7 fantasy sports radio network.
Fantasy Sports Radio Network. News update.
In baseball, the Yankees' home opener has been postponed due to snow. They'll have their home opener on Tuesday now. The postponement allows the Tampa Bay Rays to give Chris Archer the ball on regular rest on Tuesday. Jordan Montgomery will throw for New York. Nationals catcher Matt Wieters is currently dealing with an undisclosed injury and could be headed to the disabled list. Orioles manager Buck Showalter is considering moving Chris Davis out of the leadoff spot in the lineup. In football, the NFL draft rumor mill is in full swing. Monday morning quarterbacks Peter King was told by a, quote, friend of Cleveland GM John Dorsey the Browns will select Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen with the number 1 overall pick. Cleveland had been tied to USC quarterback Sam Darnold up until now. Former New York Jets and New York Giants quarterback Geno Smith has reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. Smith played on a 1-year contract last season with the Giants. In the NBA, Atlanta guard Damian Lee's second 10-day contract has expired, but the Hawks are expected to sign him for the remainder of the season. Milwaukee Bucks signed guard Brandon Jennings to a multi-year contract on Sunday. Terms were not disclosed. Warriors guard Klay Thompson said Sunday that he doesn't want to miss any more games this season. Thompson is making his way back from a thumb injury. Golden State has already wrapped up the 2 seed in the West and may look to rest their starters heading into the playoffs. Along the same lines out West, Houston coach Mike D'Antoni has said establishing a rhythm is more important than rest for the Rockets as they head into the playoffs. And it is Masters Week. Ian Poulter was able to make his way into the Masters field with a win this past weekend at the Houston Open. Currently, Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth sit atop the favorites board at 10-1 to win. Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, and Rory McIlroy are all close behind at 12-1 respectively. I'm Dan Strafford, and this has been your Fantasy Sports Radio Network News Update.
Stay tuned to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network for more updates at the top of every hour.
You're listening to the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Tell your friends, tell your friends.
And that, my friends, is called
Carton and Friends.
Here every day from 9 to 1.
Oh, hello, friends.
I love doing this show already. There's going to be so many amazing moments that are just going through my head right now.
Friends, if I may have your attention.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. All right, one more hour to go. It's Carton and Friends. Yankee game postponed today. They'll play tomorrow at 4. New York Mets are going to be playing the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies, of course, had lost the series against Atlanta, but their big story is Gabe Kapler, their manager, being extraordinarily you're out of order type of thing when it came to how he uses pitching staff, and then still saying they're going to make the playoffs, and he goes to the bullpen, but the pitcher he wants to bring in from the bullpen was not told to warm up, so he's not ready, so they let the guy warm up on the mound anyway. Then the Braves manager goes crazy.
Gets kicked.
Then the umpire then says, well, listen, We don't want the kid to get hurt. It's game 3 of the year. Just relax. We would have done the same thing for you. But it does bring up an idea I had many, many years ago for Major League Baseball, since it's becoming such a specialized sport anyway. And it seems like Gabe Kapler is close to doing what I've asked guys to do. And it goes like this. I've got my pitchers on my roster, right? I got my starting pitchers. I've got my middle relievers. I got my end of the bullpen closer type guys, right?
Yep, setup men and closers.
Setup men and closers. Thank you. Here's the deal. I ask all of you to do one thing for me, and one thing only, okay? You give me 1 inning every day. 1 inning every day. It ain't that hard for a major league athlete, a professional ball player,
Not gonna happen.
to warm up and give me 3 outs every day. And you get the first inning today. Michelle gets the second. I got 9 starters, and they get 1 inning, and then they go and they sit down.
No.
And it legitimately is a pitching staff by group. All right? So if I got Clayton Kershaw's pitching 1 inning. I minimize their salaries. I save a boatload of money. And all I'm saying is give me 3 outs, period, stop.
And the Major League Baseball Players Association will be knocking on your door because now you got pitcher salaries going down. Dudes like Clayton Kershaw want to make $100 million.
He doesn't play for me.
You can't make $100 million if you pitch in 1 inning. And the Major League Baseball Players Association is going to come down hard and fast.
There's nothing they can do.
Not going to happen.
There's nothing they can do.
Yes, they can. They're going to be like, no, they're going to get this rule changed that you have in place.
There's no rule. I'll pay my position players a boatload of dough. I'm not going to pay my pitchers that much money.
Pitchers going to want money too.
Then I'm not going to sign them. Kershaw can't play for me.
All right.
He's not on my team.
So you're going to have like a rotation of a bunch of mid-level dudes not getting no money.
But my outfielders and infielders are going to be Strong Island. I'll have Gary Sanchez. I'll have Bryce Harper. I'll have the best players in baseball. I just ain't going to spend the money on the pitching staff because it's overrated. Everyone talks about pitching. Dallas Keuchel, Clayton Kershaw, this one and that one. At the end of the day, how's Clayton Kershaw doing in the postseason?
Not his strong point.
He might be the most overrated pitcher in baseball when you compare his postseason numbers with his regular season numbers.
This dude can put up an ERA under 2. That's not overrated.
Not in the postseason.
Huh?
Not in the postseason.
He hasn't had that kind of postseason success yet, but he's still very early he's still young in his career.
No,
his career is not over. He can change that. That can be turned around.
No, he can't.
Postseason dominance can be turned around.
By the way, Clayton Kershaw has had plenty of opportunities in the postseason. He's 30 years old, so I agree he's got plenty of baseball left in him. But let's not act like Clayton Kershaw hasn't had a chance to get it done in the postseason. He's a terrible postseason pitcher. I don't know why that is, because he's maybe the best pitcher of the last decade in the regular season. But your boy Clayton Kershaw blows chunks in the postseason.
Postseason is one part of the equation.
His ERA is over 4.
He's a guy that can get you there. In the regular season, he can put up an ERA under 2.
But
Nobody in today's game is doing that.
Clay, this is my point where they talk about pitching. It's overrated. I'm going to have 12 pitchers on my team. I'm going to say every day I'm rotating. 3 of you are not pitching every day. So I've got a rotation going. Every day, 3 guys are not pitching out of 12. You got it?
Uh-huh.
The other 9 dudes, guess what? You're all pitching. 1 inning. You give an inning. You get an inning. Just go get me 3 outs and sit down and shut up.
No, because that's going to mess up the money at the end of the year.
I'm not paying them.
That's Billy B. That's Oakland. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do it that way. Not going to happen. The Players Association won't allow it. Craig, give up that idea. Give up that idea. Do you understand how much turnover you're going to have in free agency alone? Now you got to bring in 12 more pitchers willing to pitch you 1 inning on a 1-year contract. What are you going to pay them per game?
I'm not going to pay them that much.
Per inning.
They're going to get a little bit above the major league minimum.
Your team is going to suck.
And my guys are going to give me, right now, the goal is, for a lot of guys, I'm sure you agree with me on this, they ask a starting pitcher right now in baseball to give you 200 innings is a lot of innings for a starting pitcher in baseball. And the way they do that is, can a starting pitcher give you 30 starts, which a lot of guys can't because of injury. Give me 30 starts. Give me 6+ innings on average every start. That's 180+ innings. for a pitcher today to go 200 innings is actually a lot. Most guys don't do it. Handful of guys do. So what I'm saying is, every one of you guys is going to give me about 150 innings.
Not going to work.
But you're going to do it 1 inning at a time, and then you're going to sit on your ass, and you're going to root for the next guy.
You'll be fired by the All-Star break.
By the way, I would guarantee a World Series championship. 844-843-6879. Call the show.
Steiner Sports is the leading memorabilia provider for the New York Yankees, Rangers, Giants, Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets. Featuring hundreds of items from your favorite athletes, Steiner Sports is your source for the best sports gifts. Go to steinersports.com/box and shop our collection of memorabilia boxes, which include 10 gifts for the price of one. We've made one for each of your favorite teams. Hurry, supplies are limited, and these are some of the best deals we have ever offered. So go to steinersports.com/box today.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 immediately. That's 800-955-3793. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-955-3793 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-955-3793. That's 800-955-3793. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 for your free author submission kit.
Are you new to daily fantasy? Are you a veteran? Either way, you can better your chances of winning money, and lots of it, by going to dailyroto.com. Multiple people have become millionaires thanks to the guys at Daily Roto. Why not take advice from the experts? You can become a millionaire too. Just go to dailyroto.com to rock daily fantasy sports.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gabriel Morency. And I'm Cam Stewart, inviting you to join us weekdays at 4 o'clock Eastern on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network as we break down all the big games on a nightly basis. The Tony Sincata joins us. I think he's cheating on his domestic partner, but they don't need to know, and neither does yours. Forget about bowling shoes. We're all about winners. Game Time Decisions Radio with Red Heat and Rage. Weekdays at 4 on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
Skix sneakers are taking over tailgates and alumni homes across America. Skix canvas high top, low top, slip-on, and kids tennis style sneakers designed in officially licensed college colors and logos is a must-have for every college fan's wardrobe. Fun, fashionable, and comfortable. Whether you're at the big game or watching the game at home, Skix helps fans perform better. Go to Skix.com and use promo code FNTSY for 15% off your pair now. That's Skix.com. Skix sneakers, the soul of a true fan.
California knows how to party.
Take it away, guys. Go.
California knows how to party. Michelle, it's your solo.
In the city.
Hey.
City of
Compton.
We keep it rocking.
Hey.
We keep it rocking.
Now, what do you do, Michelle?
No, we're going to round up everybody in the Wild Wild West.
All right.
Apparently,
apparently not a favorite of Texas, Arizona on a Friday or Saturday night. They get it cracking some other kind of way.
You guys don't play hip hop in the club?
They usually play like more house music. But I love Tupac. I'm a big Tupac fan. I just...
Maybe I should come DJ there one night.
You should.
Yeah?
You should. I really like our DJ on Fridays. On Saturdays, I don't know.
Is it the same guy every week?
Yeah, it's the same guy every week, and he plays the same playlist every week.
Well, but I don't want to take the guy's job.
These people got to start buying commercials.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but here's the problem.
Yeah, they do.
They gotta start buying
that's that
commercials.
guy's set gig.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not DJing next Saturday.
Yeah.
That guy's gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be pissed. But I'm sure he could find a DJ job somewhere else.
Well, let's tell him to make sure they set up like a month from now.
Okay.
So that guy knows he's not going to do it on one random Saturday. But let's make sure that guy can go get a job.
Right, absolutely.
I don't want to take money out of a dude's pocket.
After a commercial.
Plus, they got to pay me $10,000.
After
so.
a commercial buy.
They got to spend some money on some commercials.
Yeah. Then,
like this update should be sponsored by that place.
That's a good idea.
I told my manager the other
What
day
did
we
he
talked
say?
about it. He was like, "Oh, nice," and I'm like,
he said, "Oh, nice. You're right."
Well, nobody from here called him though. He doesn't know. We have to get somebody to actually call him and go on a sales call and say,
Yeah.
"Listen, you're going to sponsor the update. It's going to cost you X amount of bucks, and that's it."
Then he's going to say, "Why should I pay for an update when Michelle is doing the updates and she can just randomly drop it?" You feel what I'm saying?
Because Michelle's not going to be doing it anymore. There's other girls at other bars that would be happy to have their bar contribute to the show.
There you go.
That being said, Michelle is here as of now.
Yeah.
And she's got an update. We go back to how it all started this morning, which was, believe it or not, and it's very hard to buy that, the two top sports moments of the weekend happened in a collegiate game featuring women and not men. We start you off with Friday night. This is, of course, Notre Dame and who?
Notre Dame, and they ended UConn's perfect season on Friday night.
Well done, sir.
Then yesterday.
Well, let's go back.
Okay.
And let's go back.
Yes.
Let's go back in time.
Okay.
And
Friday.
let's hear what happened Friday night. UConn and Notre Dame women in overtime. Gino Auriemma going for title number 1,000 after losing a year ago in the Final Four.
South Carolina.
He's trying to get it all back this year. Undefeated, 36-0. Notre Dame, tie game, and the Irish have the rock.
So it was the same.
And it sounded like this.
For a trip to the national championship. Ogunbowale. Good! 1 second remaining. No timeouts for UConn. Williams down the floor. Samuelson. Notre Dame with the win. Off to the top.
And I still think the best part of that whole call, because it's a great play-by-play call. Give the guy credit. When they played again right here, listen to the female analyst sitting next to him. Cannot hang on to her excitement over the clutch shot to win the game for Notre Dame. But rather than break it down for us and teach us basketball, she gives a screech. Here it is. Stop it again. Chris, isolate just that for me. Tell me when you have that isolated.
Good luck.
And then you go from there to last night.
When they defeated.
Much like when the USA hockey team beat Russia. Many people think that was for the gold medal. Alas, it was not.
No, it was not.
They still had to win another game against Finland to win the gold. So if Notre Dame beats UConn, but then loses to Mississippi State, no one's going to remember the great shot that
Agunbowale.
Yeah, very good, Michelle.
Arike Agunbowale.
No one is going to remember Bukalawe.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You're trending. You're trending more than that. I'll take a shot. Let me bail y'all out of this one. Agunbowale. There you go.
Yes.
And she was the hero both nights.
Agunbowale.
She was the hero
who
both
goes
nights.
down in history as the greatest clutch women's basketball player
for real.
of the last God knows how long. Because this is what she did last night.
Ogunbowale for the win. Good! Arike Ogunbowale wins the national championship for Notre Dame.
That's awesome. There's no two ways around it. That's just flat out awesome.
That's
that
Adam. Adam Amon, I believe, is what his name is.
Adam Amon, who did a nice job on that.
He stood up doing the call and all of that. Like, it got to him. The rest of the broadcasters, they went silent. Then he went silent. Let the moment breathe. Good job by him.
Now, if you want to see as according to Jim Nantz, a Mimi, all you have to do now is look at what Rebecca Lobo is doing when Adam Amon was doing that call. He stands up because it's very exciting. He's totally into it. Did a great job. She kind of comes up off her chair with the kind of face, like the donut hole mouth face.
Yep.
And she's like, she doesn't know even what to say.
She threw her hands in the head. She couldn't believe it. She's like,
waved them like she just don't care.
No doubt about it. But the lady sitting next to her, who I'm told was Carol Lawson, she was much more stoic. Like she jumped, but then she kept her composure together. Shout out by that three-person rotation.
Who's Carol Lawson?
I believe she's a former
Never heard of her.
female NCAA women's superstar.
Oh, is that what it is?
I believe so.
They typically truck Nancy Lieberman out for those moments.
Shout out
She,
to
of
Nancy
course,
Lieberman.
according to a lot of people, might have been the greatest women's player of all time before Cheryl Swoops was around. They usually truck her out, but they don't do that anymore. So who knows? All I know this. It was a great tournament. It's better than the men's tournament from that standpoint. And because of it, you now know the name Mbukawale, and you now have a new favorite team. And that would be Notre Dame for knocking out Gino Auriemma.
Who I'm not
Nobody
a big fan
likes
of.
Gino Auriemma.
Nobody.
Full disclosure, he and I were supposed to be business partners together on a chain of eateries.
Oh, okay.
Which, unfortunately, because of some other issues that came up, got scuttled at the last minute. But, yes, he was going to be my business partner.
Oh, wow.
So you and him are cool.
I get along with Gino, yeah.
Yeah, that's
He
your
never
man.
did nothing to me.
That's
See,
your man.
I think sports needs...
Bad guys?
Yeah, they need quote-unquote bad guys. They need... Every sport is better off having a... So, like... I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. A marked team, a marked franchise.
A villain.
A villain. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Every sport needs that. And the only way to really get a villain is by having a team that wins a lot that rubs your noses in it.
Yeah. Like UConn women.
And that's what... Now, listen, he's very tough on his own kids. I don't think he's douchey at all. That being said, when you become a team that wins all the time, you become hated.
Yeah.
Right? Either you love that team or you hate them, but a lot of people view them as the villain. So anytime a team knocks the villain off, and in this case when it's Notre Dame, which based on being Irish Catholic and Catholics in this country, and it's Easter Sunday, that weekend of Easter, everybody was rooting for Notre Dame. To pull off the upset in beating UConn, and then B, to win the title. And it was great.
I was rooting for Mississippi State.
We would never, ever talk about women's sports on this show. Not because they're not great athletes, but no one cares about it. So it takes something very special to warrant us spending this amount of time on it. And you get not one, but two essential buzzer beaters to win a title for the same kid.
Shorty won the weekend.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So the Blue Jays defeated the Yankees 7-4. Justin Smoke hit a go-ahead grand slam in the bottom of the 8th.
And this is, of course, making every Yankee fan pissed off and question why they fired Joe Girardi for Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone made two major baseball decisions as manager. One on Saturday, letting Dylan Betances come back in and pitch a second inning. It backfired on him. And then number two, pitching to Smoke instead of Donaldson. And that backfired because Smoke hits the grand slam. The Yankees will come home 2-2, having lost their fourth outfielder to an injury and having a bullpen that has not yet blown people away. We'll find out how big a problem that is and give you the rest of the scores and get looking forward to today's games as well right after this. Carton and Friends.
If you've heard of WeatherTech floor liners, you probably know that for your vehicle's floor, nothing protects better. But what about protection for the rest of your car or truck? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Besides our floor liners, we design, engineer, and manufacture a wide range of automotive accessories right here in America. And just like our floor liners, everything is done to the highest standards possible. We understand what kind of investment owning a vehicle can be, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't take shortcuts, and we never make concessions when it comes to quality. For everything from cargo liners to cleaning and detailing supplies to mud flaps and car covers, the one place you need to go is WeatherTech.com. So if you are familiar with our floor liners, just imagine how well the rest of our products will work for you. Learn more about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech.com. Proudly made in America.
Have you ever wanted to have a fantasy expert in the palm of your hand? Or better yet, in the pocket of your khakis? Well, check it out. Now you can. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Download it now to your phone. We promise no weird viruses, no strange tracking things, just 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of pure fantasy knowledge dropping all over your head. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Stop being a weirdo and streaming it online. Get it on your phone. Take it with you everywhere you go.
Muscle Maker Grill was made for baseball season. Muscle Maker Grill supplies you with delicious, healthy meals that will give you energy to cheer on your team week after week. Whether you're craving flavorful salad, packed wraps, or guiltless entrees, Muscle Maker Grill has you covered. Hosting a game? No problem. Our catering packages will have your whole team satisfied with flavors ranging from Italian to Tex-Mex and much, much more. Visit MuscleMakerGrill.com for your nearest location and have a winning season.
Hey, I'm Jeff. Look, I'm just a skeleton. I don't have an ACL anymore, but I'd still like to know what it means when one of my fantasy players sprains his. That's why I use the Inside Injuries app. It was created by real doctors, so you're getting information directly from people who have seen, touched, and operated on actual ACLs. Take it from me, a skeleton. If you aren't using it, you might as well just be guessing. Download the free app today and unlock the secrets of injury analysis.
Skix sneakers are taking over tailgates and alumni homes across America. Skix canvas high top, low top, slip-on, and kids tennis style sneakers designed in officially licensed college colors and logos is a must-have for every college fan's wardrobe. Fun, fashionable, and comfortable. Whether you're at the big game or watching the game at home, Skix helps fans perform better. Go to Skix.com and use promo code FNTSY for 15% off your pair now. That's Skix.com. Skix sneakers, the soul of a true fan.
All right, Carton and friends dominate DraftKings and FanDuel Major League Baseball contest this summer with Daily Roto's MLB projections and optimizer. Go to dailyroto.com/premium and save 10% with the promo code FNTSY. Use all the same tools and projections that have produced 4 millionaire winners and millions more in total winnings than that. Head over to dailyroto.com/premium. Save 10% with the promo code FNTSY and see the results for yourself. Before Michelle continues the update, here's Q in South Carolina on Carton and Friends. Q, what's good, buddy?
Q, what up, my man?
Oh, man, what's going on, man? Yeah, I tried to find you.
Q, I'm here. We did a couple days off last week to get ready for the new program, but now we live and rocking, and you can hear us every weekday morning beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Q, glad to have you because we got all these other dudes that know Craig calling, and then I was like, at some point, Q was going to have my back.
Yeah, I got your back. You know, look for you, homeboy. Listen, man, I heard y'all talking about that NCAA female tournament.
Yeah.
UConn, man, who was undefeated, we got lucky down here in South Carolina last year because Mississippi State knocked them off to put us in and got the championship.
Right.
So Mississippi State is in some bad luck, man. I'm telling you, man. But
listen, it's one of those deals where no one remembers who wins the championship when you're the team that knocks off UConn. Like, most people don't remember what happened in the championship last year. They just remember Mississippi State beating UConn to get there. I couldn't even tell you who they played until you just mentioned it. So the only reason people will remember Notre Dame winning it all is the same kid hit the buzzer beater to win the championship as the same kid who knocked UConn out. That's the only reason you're going to remember it.
Well, I remember because UConn, man, they got that. Remember, they had 100 and something wins last year, undefeated for like 3 years in a row. So for them to get knocked off after being undefeated to get to the semifinals, yep. I think it's great for women's basketball. And also, I wanted to mention something about the Yankees. Being from Baltimore, man, I don't like the Yankees. And I hope y'all lose every game. And they was jumping on Carlos Stanton with his 2 home runs the first game of the season. Y'all can stand by, man. That's all I got.
Well, listen, I get it. I get it. Trash. If I were a Baltimore Oriole fan who had never won nothing in the last 25 years, I might have some angst against the Yankees too. But I appreciate you, Q. Thanks for checking us out. and for calling in. Back to Michelle now for more. What else?
Okay, Oakland Raiders head coach John Gruden reportedly cut punter Marquette King because of his personality.
Marquette King, that dude was a Pro Bowler this year.
He was. He said he made this decision as a message move.
Gruden actually said that?
Yes.
Well, again,
This is wild. John Gruden don't want me guys on the team. Who is a bigger me guy in the NFL than John Gruden?
Nobody.
There you go.
Yeah, but how could a punter be a me guy? You're in four plays a game.
No, I'm saying no. Serious. Marquette King gets personal foul calls and all. Like he'll nail you in coffin corner and he'll come down. He'll be on your bench like what's up, son? You know what I'm saying? Marquette King come get son. 15-yard flag, and you're like, the punter just got like a personal foul. It's crazy.
Right.
But that's the kind of personality that Marquette King has, you know? So that's why I guess John Gruden didn't want that.
He doesn't want a guy that's out there, and so.
But he has Marshawn Lynch on the team.
But isn't that right? You got Beast Mode, who's the biggest douche there is.
I'm a Beast
who
Mode
dances
guy.
on the sideline and tries to show people up.
Yeah.
Against my Jets is why I'm sensitive to bring it
that's
up. So you get rid of a punter, like that's got any major negative influence on your team, because you don't want that kind of personality. Your locker room's riddled. You're the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's what your whole team is based on.
The black and silver. That's the whole thing. The black
Something else
hole.
had to have happened.
They're going to Las Vegas. They're about to move to Las Vegas. They got the big-time head coach making $100 million over 10 years. And you're going to cut the punter because he's a me guy?
And by the way, he's a Pro Bowl punter.
Yeah, he's an all-pro dude. It's not like he's not some back-of-the-bench punter, some regular, lowly-ranked NFL punter. He's one of the best punters. It's not the best punter in the NFL, and you cut him, but you bring in washed-up Jordy Nelson. You bring in has-been Doug Martin. What the hell is John Gruden doing?
Well, he's bringing in name guys that the fan base has heard of, guys that have been associated with winners, and what you'll hear a lot about with a guy like John Gruden is we're going to change the dynamic of the locker room. We need to put winners inside the locker room because winners, the culture of winning will breed more winning, right? It's similar to any other company. If you want guys that are on your squad that you think could win, but they've never tasted it, so they don't know how to get there, you bring in some veterans who've gotten there before.
Like me.
See, but I don't see that with you.
I'm a veteran guy who has tasted winning before. So
When have you won?
If I go out on the open market, I've won plenty here at FNTSY. If I go on open market, people are like, yes, that's Corey Parson. Let's scoop him up if we can get our numbers right because he's a winner.
Who, of all the fantasy guys here since you got here, football only, who's been the most successful fantasy football player here?
And in this past season, our buddy Matt Medica was the most successful. I would say I was second to that.
And how do you guys do just the normal thing? You play, you make one team a week. How do you guys?
Nah, we play. I play in several season-long leagues. I normally play on what I would like to call the professional circuit, where I try to get a couple dollars to take care of these kids.
So you could either play like you and 12 guys are in a league.
Yeah, 12-team league.
And in addition to that, you'll play the daily fantasy.
I don't really do too much daily because I hosted this award-winning program here on Sunday mornings. It was a full team of us, myself, Spitting Speeds, Maria Marino, my man Emery Hunt. But I was like the main draw, so I was too busy on Sunday mornings / Saturday nights because my Saturday nights I gotta get up Sunday morning on a football Sunday. I don't have time to set lineups because I gotta call the Uber so the young lady can go home, and I got to rush in here, and I got to be that knight in shining armor for the network.
So you didn't have the time to set a daily lineup on Sunday because you're too busy prepping for the show.
Prepping for the show and making sure the lady get home safely.
I got you. So here's the question. If I was going to put a bounty on it this year, right?
Yeah.
Who would I put my money on?
Put your money on the fantasy executive.
For a season long?
On a season long joint. I got you covered.
Yeah?
No doubt about it. You can ask everybody on the fourth floor.
What if I was going to do it about picking games and not just straight fantasy teams?
You probably got to go with Gabe.
Gabe would be the guy?
Gabe would be the guy.
Huh. Because we're doing something this fall.
Hopefully I'm here.
And the idea is that it's going to be, I'll just tell you what it is. There's going to be 10 guys. Mm-hmm. Now you could have your own syndicate of people that support you. I don't care what it is. There's going to be 10 different teams.
Okay.
All right? Each team, the entry to play in this league is $100,000. All right? Up front, $100,000. Okay?
That's the entry fee?
The entry fee is $100,000.
So I'm going to put Lou on my team.
Well, I don't care who's on your team.
Yeah.
In addition to that, every week it's another $5,000. So all in, just call it a $200,000 investment.
Okay.
All right?
So we get that.
The
from Lou.
$100,000 goes into the vault.
Uh-huh.
That's for the season end win. They add up, it's $1 million. All
right.
Each week, every team puts up $5,000. You make 3 picks a week. You make a 1-point pick, you make a 2-point pick, and you make a 3-point
All
pick.
ATS, all against the spread.
Against the spread only. Got it?
Got it.
So you can earn 6 points every week. All right?
Yep.
The fourth thing you have to pick is the total points scored in the Monday night game. But that's a break tiebreaker, right?
Yep.
All right? Each week, whoever's got the most points wins that week.
Okay.
You follow me?
I can get with it.
So you could win every week. You could win $45,000. Wow.
Yeah. So me and Lou will get down.
Okay. $100,000 is at the end.
Yeah.
So if you win 2 weeks, essentially, you break even on the 100. You got to win 2 weeks to do that.
All right. So me and Lou down.
So all you got to do is win 2 weeks out of 17, and you're good to go.
I'm breaking even.
You can't lose any
Let's
money.
do it, Lou. Where's he at?
Lou's not here today.
Okay.
Why would Lou back you?
Well, because he has the money.
What if I told you Lou was backing me?
Then I'm gonna have to find somebody else.
You gotta go out there and find your
I
own
get
money.
Chrissy Bones.
Chrissy Bones ain't giving you $100,000.
Chrissy Bones got the money.
You think so?
Chrissy Bones, so me and Chrissy Bones team up together.
So there's going to be 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to hold a spot for a team?
Let me talk to Chrissy Bones first.
I'm saying.
I'm going to talk to Chrissy Bones first.
You need $100,000 up front and then $5,000 a week.
I got some people. I'm going to talk to Chrissy Bones and some other of my guys, and then we'll figure it out that way. I don't have to make this decision today.
The deadline to sign up is going to be August 1st.
All right, I got to August 1st.
Once all 10 spots are signed up, they're gone.
Yeah.
There's only 10 spots.
All right, I'll let you know by August 1st.
It's a $1 million fantasy.
There you go. I'm down with it. Me and Lou. Well, you said you got Lou already. So if not me and Chrissy Bones.
I got you, baby. I got you back.
Chrissy Bones.
I get a percentage of this show. I made $100,000 today.
Look at that.
See that?
Look at that.
So you guys want to put your hat in the ring?
I made $100 today.
Are you guys? Is this an official? Your hat's in the ring?
Chrissy Bones, we in.
Yeah. I got it.
Let's go.
Yeah. I got it.
Let's do it.
All
you
right.
ain't know how Chrissy Bones rolled deep. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't know that.
I didn't. I was unaware of that.
Man, you know.
All right. So
you left your laptop in Trenton on purpose.
You could be the first team entered.
Yeah, no
All
doubt.
right, $100,000.
Clap it up.
Chris, that's $100,000 by August 1st, just so you know that.
Yeah, that's no problem. You promised me, we'd all be rich by, the end of the month. So you wouldn't lie, right?
I don't know if I said by the end of the month. I said if things will work out, all of you will be just fine.
You wouldn't lie, would you, Craig?
I would never lie
This is
to
for you.
you.
I want to play you something.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
Ain't nobody lying.
And if you remember that movie, when she said the line, you ain't got to lie, Craig, if you look next to her, it's a dude laying in the bed next to her. That's not Craig. Very few people saw that.
See that? Do you know the name of the movie?
It's a classic.
Pootie Tang?
No, Pootie Tang. I said it's a classic, and you said Pootie Tang.
It is not Pootie Tang.
It's not Pootie Tang.
And it had a sequel.
Mini.
Friday.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. All
And it has another sequel coming up too. Actually, Mike Ice Cube's son is going to be in the sequel.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Ice Cube's son is going to play. Is that Ice Cube? Ice Cube's son.
Well,
will
he
be
played his old man in
Yeah.
Straight Outta Compton.
There you go, right
Did
there.
a good job with it too.
We got to get him
See,
in
now
studio.
that black guys are sending you pictures of their junk,
Yeah,
you
you
very
got to know
quickly
this
got
stuff.
Friday.
You got to figure this stuff out.
You got up on point.
Do you have any more meat mail to discuss?
No, I haven't. Well, I'll check at the
Yeah,
break.
check in the break.
Yeah.
Coming
They're
up,
rolling in.
if you want to be on the show for Do You Know More Sports and Hot Michelle, 844-843-6879. You can win a Yankee Fans Like Myself t-shirt. Plus, we have Moment of the Day and much more live from Studio 34 in New York City.
Have you ever wanted to have a fantasy expert in the palm of your hand? Or better yet, in the pocket of your khakis? Well, check it out. Now you can. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Download it now to your phone. We promise no weird viruses, no strange tracking things. Just 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of pure fantasy knowledge dropping all over your head. It's the Fantasy Sports Radio Network app. Stop being a weirdo and streaming it online. Get it on your phone. Take it with you everywhere you go.
Fantasy.
Matt Davidson, former top prospect with the Marlins, and it never really panned out. But he gets another chance with the White Sox. Starts opening day batting cleanup with Nicky Delmonico behind him.
Davidson is Todd Frazier without the stolen bases. Honestly, he's kind of Todd Frazier at this point. You're hoping that maybe he can get that average up over 220. But if worst case scenario, 30 home runs and 80 RBI is certainly doable, then you're probably looking at between 60 and 70 runs.
Weekdays on FNTSY Radio and live on the Fantasy Sports Network YouTube stream.
Join the family at Modell Sporting Goods. Visit your nearest Modell's and sign up for our MVP Rewards program to receive insider deals all year round. Earn points on every purchase when you use your MVP card to earn Modell's cash back. It's our way of thanking you for being a loyal customer. Upon signing up, receive 10% off your purchase and 15% off your next purchase. It's that simple. Plus, new MVPs this month are eligible to win a $500 Modell's gift card. When you gotta play more and pay less, you gotta go to Moe's.
Hello, friends. If you want to win at fantasy sports, wouldn't you listen to people who have already won at fantasy sports? I'm here to tell you about DailyRoto.com. Don't be intimidated by the DraftKings and FanDuel Sharks, even the Fantasy Draft Sharks. The guys at DailyRoto.com have not only won $1 million amongst one of the writers, but they've created 3 others. That's 4 people who have won millionaire contests from this content alone. Don't be fooled by screenshots talking about $25,000 winners from other places. Go to DailyRoto.com where they have a proven track record of creating millionaires. DailyRoto.com. Tell them Greg Sussman sent you.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 immediately. That's 800-955-3793. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-955-3793 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-955-3793. That's 800-955-3793. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-955-3793 for your free author submission kit.
One side story that you should just keep half an eye on is the pending decision from the United States Supreme Court on legalizing sports wagering. Now, one aspect of that most people are overlooking is the effect it has in the state of New York. Everyone's talking about it solely from New Jersey because if it is approved, New Jersey will have it at all the current and former tracks, like Monmouth Park, of course, Meadowlands, etc. And they'll also have it at casinos. Yeah, but one of the things that's not being talked about would be the ability to wager on sports in the state of New York. And everyone's forgetting about that. So if the Supreme Court does approve it, it would allow New York's 4 non-tribal casinos to expand to betting on pro and college sports. Now, the Supreme Court could shoot it all down anyway, but while everyone's focusing on the racetracks in New Jersey and they're talking about the casinos in New Jersey, let's not forget that New York State, and I'm not talking about solely Indian property in Indian land. New York State would also be involved there. And it would allow the casino center partnerships with racetracks, OTBs, video parlors in New York to register gamblers for the online platform and any type of gambling kiosk. So this is a big deal beyond just New Jersey. This would allow you, in not just theory, practically, to open up an online gambling account in the state of New York, walk into an OTB parlor, they still exist, and wager on sports there like you wager on horses.
And I would be there.
And I'd probably be next to you.
And I would be there, and we would get it done like that. Obviously, you see this come down in New Jersey. They're not going to have everybody in New York going over the water to go place their wagers because they want to on some of that action too. So obviously, if New Jersey falls through, New York will be right behind it.
Yeah, there are 4 commercial casinos licensed by the state that would be allowed to offer on-site sports betting. Again, if the Supreme Court allows it.
That is the Empire joints, probably, right?
Yeah. There's Resorts World.
Yeah.
By Belmont.
Yep.
There's Yonkers Raceway Empire over there.
Empire over there.
It also would allow OTBs and racetracks to have it as well. Just to give you an example, the state of Nevada brought in $250 million in revenue from sports wagering in 2017. It's already legal over in the UK and other countries. Here's what it wouldn't do. Everyone thinks it puts local bookies out of business. It doesn't do that at all. Frankly, it helps the local bookmaker from this standpoint. If you're a guy that's already wagering and you have a buddy that you wager with, and most people still go online nowadays and they have an account online and then they pay or collect with their local guy. It's very rare anymore where you call a guy up, well, you can, and say, I want to put $100 on the Dallas Cowboys. You go online, you have an account, they monitor your account, and you have limits to how much you're allowed to wager, right? And then when you have usually there's a watershed number, and once you reach that number when the week is over, you either pay or collect. So, for example, if you're allowed to bet $100 a game, you might have an account that's got $5,000 in it. And you have a set number with the bookie where at the end of the week, if I'm above or if I've lost over $1,000 or won over $1,000, we pay or collect. If the number's under that, you let it roll to the next week because nobody wants to have to meet every week over a couple $100 unless that's the way you've set it up. And then, of course, you meet, right? So the biggest problem for the bookmaker is the fact that he's taking the bet, and you making the bet is not illegal. It's never been illegal to place the wager. It's illegal to book the wager when you charge what they call the VIG, which is the 10% on top of the bet. It's why I've always said, since it's very rare for any bookmaker to have the same amount of money on both sides of a game, just get rid of the VIG. And there's nothing illegal about taking the bet. If Corey calls me up and says, I want to put $100 on the New York Mets today, he can do that as long as I'm not charging him interest on it or the VIG. If he and I have a straight wager with each other, then that's it's personal.
Somebody wins, somebody loses.
Right. But that's not the way, obviously bookies do it.
No.
So here's why the creation of sports betting inside casinos and tracks, etc., are good for bookies. Corey now calls up his bookie, right, and says, I want to put $100 on the Dallas Cowboys. If that bookie takes that bet on his own, he's bookmaking. It's now illegal. If that guy simply has his own account at OTB or at a track or casino, it's his account. There's nothing illegal about it. They've just legalized the street bookmaker if that guy has an account and does that the right way and sets it up. It's very simple, right?
That's how it is.
Now, the negative part of that is that means that you're asking the bookie to place every wager for you. That's not going to happen. So what I'm saying is that if the bookmaker has an account set up, it becomes a lot easier for that guy to lay off bigger wagers and to show whoever might be prying into his business, no, I'm doing it legally. Now, he's never going to go to the OTB parlor and bet every dollar you bet because then he can't win anything.
No, then there's nothing for him.
He just becomes your mule, your runner,
exactly,
and he can't win.
Exactly.
But if he has it set up, it's a lot harder to prove that he's running an illegal bookmaking operation. That being said, it makes more people apt to want to go wager. It doesn't make them less likely to go to the bookie. It makes them more likely if they happen to walk past an OTB, if they're at the track, if they're in one of these casinos. Oh, I'm there on a Saturday. I'm killing 3 hours. I see a college football game. I'm here anyway. I'll put $100 on it.
And that's how it's going to work.
And that's exactly how it's going to work. It's going to work the same way in New Jersey. I do not think it hurts local bookmakers one bit. I think to the contrary, it just makes more people wager.
The leagues will want their cut too, obviously.
Leagues can't get a cut. There's no cut for the league.
Didn't the NBA say 1%?
No, the leagues can never take a cut of any of the legal wagering because if they're in on the results of the wagering, it sets up the vision of impropriety. What the leagues can do, though, is take advertising money from casinos or have themed games. For example, the NBA fell into love, as the NFL did, with FanDuel and DraftKings. So if you have a reputable place that's taking action on it, the NBA or the NFL or pick your favorite sport, would be more apt to have a licensing deal with that casino, so that if you go to a Knicks game and you see advertisements inside Madison Square Garden and on MSG for Empire Casino, you'll be more apt to then open up an account at Empire Casino to wager on the Knicks.
And that's how the Knicks get
And that's how the NBA will make their money. It'll be a licensing deal. It'll be a marketing deal. You might have the official casino of the NBA, the official casino of the New York Knicks. They might wear the advertisement on their jersey. But it's a very big deal. It's billions and billions of dollars, and it will forever change the landscape of how you spend your extra money. You're gambling now anyway. The other problem is that it puts a major dent into the FanDuel business and the DraftKings business, and here's why. Those companies have to reinvent themselves and add wagering
to the
in
site.
some way, and they can't add it to the site, and here's why. Their biggest fight has been that they are not gambling sites. That daily fantasy is a game of skill, not a game of luck or chance. And the way the law was written, if you view it as a game of skill, by definition, it's not gambling. These are people that spent tens of millions of dollars lobbying in Washington, D.C. to prove their point that they were not gambling sites. And they've won in a lot of states, even though we all know it's gambling. You can't now turn around and say, we're accepting legalized wagering, gambling money, when you've spent 3 years suggesting to people you're not a gambling site. So FanDuel and DraftKings either have to create new entities that they can then market to their million-plus fan base of users, that here's a new place for you to go now legally wager. You're never going to be allowed to legally wager on FanDuel.com or DraftKings.com because it goes totally against the entire argument they made that their sites were or were not gambling sites. Now, will they be involved? 100%. But I'd be shocked if they're involved as FanDuel.com or DraftKings.com.
They create new codes and figure out a way to get in there.
The next decision they're now saying will be April 17th. So whatever the Supreme Court did, they are not announcing the decision today. Now there are people that think they might announce it on April 17th. So that's your update on the gambling thing that I know some people thought there might be some type of announcement today. The Supreme Court did make 2 rulings today, neither one of them having to do with legalized sports wagering. It is time now for the segment we like to call
The Moment of the Day.
Michelle received on Friday after the show in which she said publicly that she had never received a text message or an email featuring a man's junk in it. And within an hour after the show, someone found her email or
my Instagram.
Her Instagram account and sent her a picture of his junk, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He called himself the Brown Beauty or something. Now, do you know this guy?
I do not.
You do not know
I
the
do
guy?
not. So
it's not someone that you had a relationship with.
It
He's
is-
like,
no.
I got her number. I'm just going to send her the junk. She liked it once. May I see it?
Yes, I'll show
Well,
you.
while you find it,
They said they didn't care if we talked about it on air. So.
No, he actually wanted us to talk about it
I
on
think
air.
he actually wanted to.
By the way, he don't have a choice.
Something's about to happen that I don't get right now. Why, when a meat mail is sent, you tend to see more males scrambling to get a look at the meat mail than females?
Yes, because
you are looking. Are you currently looking at the meat mail?
No, I'm not.
Okay, very good.
I'm not, but it
I'm
says
just making sure.
You have to tap the image, but I think it went away. But it's funny you say that because my coworker, who was a male, was the one who made me open it because I didn't open it. I was like, I'm not opening it. Then we were downstairs.
Because we can't believe that dudes still send junk shots.
Nobody
to
wants to
people.
see that. I've never seen I've only seen 2 in my life. Mine's and my son's, and he was a very little boy.
You've seen another man's junk.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
You don't want. You think you lose street cred by admitting it, but you've seen it.
I've never seen another man, another man's junk.
Yeah. It may have been at a Wendy's or Burger King. It's happened. Yeah, that's your moment of the day, which brings me to this quick announcement. Fantasy Factor is the perfect daily fantasy site for the casual recreational player. Flatter prize pools, smaller fields, and single entry contests only. Fantasy Factor always has fun contests going on. This year, Fantasy Factor is running a $100,000 home run derby. Simply sign up and enter www.fantasyfactor.com. So tomorrow on the show, Hot Devin is coming in.
Hot Devin is coming in, yes. Just double
100%
check.
locked.
If not, I will get another girl that will not bail.
You are producing a hot girl tomorrow.
Yes, I am
to play the
producing
game. Do you know more sports than one of Michelle's hot friends?
Yes.
Now tell Devin she probably just lost her spot in the calendar.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe that's
I'll
not
tell her.
important to her. I don't know.
Apparently
I would think it'd be
wasn't.
important to
She
you.
likes playing dress up. It'll be important to her.
See that? There you
Okay,
go.
well, I like that.
See that? Tonight, Villanova, Michigan. Break it down and give me a pick, Corey.
I think Villanova's a little bit too strong right now. Michigan's had a fantastic run. I think it comes to an end. They'll keep it close throughout the first half with about 10 minutes to go. Nova hit the stretch run, and they'll blast them. Nova plus 10.
Nova plus 10. I need a final score, please.
Give me 81-69.
81-69. Nova wins by 12. Michelle, I know you will probably not watch the game or very much
I will
interest
watch
in
the
it.
game.
You will watch it?
Yes.
Who do you like? Give me a
Villanova,
score.
Wildcats, obviously, because Philly.
You're a Philly girl,
Exactly.
that's right. Okay.
And I do actually believe they're going to win, and I'm going to stay by 4.
Close one.
Villanova by 4.
I think it's going to be close, but yeah, I do
All
think,
right.
Yeah. They're going to give them a run for their
So
money.
you've
but
got Michigan covering the spread. Corey's got Villanova. Loser buys us breakfast tomorrow.
Yep.
Good
Okay.
job by everyone downstairs producing the show. Thank you for watching and listening. We will see you and talk to you again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It is Carton and Friends. Peace.
Hey, I'm Jeff. Look, I'm just a skeleton. I don't have an ACL anymore.